Y'all doing? Hope you're doing well. Things are going pretty good for me. It's just been mostly relaxing these times and nothing much to talk about. No, I guess I could say that I've been working on my characters in Genshin. I haven't been to a game in a while. Like, I've been grinding in it a lot, but haven't covered any other story because I'm focused on this game that I've been going through. And so I'll probably be getting back to it when I finish this ultimately. Okay. But yeah, that should give you guys an idea of things that I'd expect to happen soon. It's just when I get through this game, I'll likely be going to Genshin again. So I'm kind of looking forward to the story on that. But still, that's going to be a while because I finished the penultimate chapter of the VN. I just haven't unlocked the final chapter, and that's what's going to be today. Let's bring up today's question of the day while I try to get everything situated. $1 mil every day for the rest of my life. That would be a hard one. Maybe pizza, because I can at least get some variation in that. Alright, let's see here. Now that showed up twice, it's time for me to get things here. Alright. Got that up. Yeah, just doing the usual rounds of sharing out this stuff. Well, what answer do you guys have to that question? Because the problem I see with having to eat $1 mil every day for the rest of my life is things could just get boring, or you can grow sick of it. And so that's kind of why I'd probably choose a pizza, maybe. Like, sure, it's still the same thing every day, but other than cheese and everything, I could just change things up. Okay. Right here. Alright, there we go. And that one. Alright, so got everything shared out in terms of the link. Go black there. So I don't want to deal with that frustration of Doc. But since I got things shared out, I'm gonna take this chance to go get a drink, and then I will get the game up and we can get started. And you guys go do what you need to get comfortable, but if you need something to do, be sure to check out today's question of the day. If you don't see it, the command in the title of the stream while I'm live should bring it up, and I will check on that too when I get back. And with that, I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. So let's check on you guys. I didn't miss anything. So now I will change over sources, and then we can get this started as soon as I change over the scene. Alright. Here we are, guys. I hope you all are doing well. I'm doing pretty good. Like I said, things have been mostly the same, but I'm excited to try and start this chase to get to the final route. Because we completed the penultimate chapter or route yesterday. So now it's just going to be key hunting. I'm not too sure how long it's going to last. if I can get all the keys in this run, or I'd have to separate it out over multiple days, but we'll just have to see about that. Right now, I should be at the location for the first of the last remaining keys to get to the final.
これって単なるバカ話じゃないの?
Alright. So we're just gonna skip that. Just to speed things up. Okay, initially these choices didn't matter. But this one down here, all of them do matter. But of course, if it said none of the above, I'd rather be like saying, "Be gone, foul demon!" So let's see all of them. At that moment, my head was flooded with information. It felt like my mind was crushed by a million sheep. Crap, why'd I forget? Did my memories carry over in a weird way because the method from back then was weird? Well, then again, this wouldn't be the first time my memories didn't carry over properly. Maybe I should have counted myself lucky for remembering it all. I had tons of things to think about. About the beast in the village. The giant monster. The dream enveloping Fujiyoshi, as well as the looping the sheep had told me about. But this wasn't the time to worry about that.
Haruaki-san はどうしたのかな?
Haruaki-san, what's wrong? This girl. One time she, fearful of God, faced the wolves with me and eventually met an awful end in Saranaga. Another time, she was a cold-blooded wolf that silenced one of her own, then when cornered, tried to kill everyone. And last time, she interfered with us wolves by, for whatever reason, killing herself on the first day of the feast. Her smile that night had been burned in my mind, continuing to torment me. Jamie Serizawa. Hold on. I knew the reason why she'd done that. It was simple. She'd been dropping hints ever since the very start. They were more like slips of the tongue, small and almost impossible to notice.
はーい。気分悪くなったですか?
Hey, you not feeling too good?
こういうの嫌いだった? あはは、ごめん。ちょっと浮かれちゃったかな。
Do you hate this sort of stuff? Ah ha ha ha. Sorry, I guess I got carried away.
全部だ。
All of them.
え?
Huh?
君が今挙げた選択肢は全部正解だ。
Hold on, guys. Okay, that's better. Volume was acting up earlier today on me when I was getting set up, so I had to try and adjust the volume here. Let's see. All of the options you name are correct. Hmm.
確かに藤吉村には狼がいた。
Now it's a bit too quiet. There were wolves here in Fujiyoshi.
確かに君は殺人鬼だったし。
you were a real murderer.
これは確かじゃないが、多分君は
Still a bit quiet on me.
皿長で散弾銃の重心を切り詰めようとしてたんだ。
We're just gonna have to live with this much, I think. And correct me if I'm wrong, but before I came to Saranaga, you were about to saw off shotgun barrels.
殺人の準備は後ろぐらいことだ。だからアリバイは欲しかった。
Preparing to kill people is something you'd want to hide, so you needed an alibi. Huh?
なんて。
Well, why?
君は巻き戻りの記憶を保持している。
You remember the previous loops.
急いだ方がいいよ。ちえみさんの気変わらないうちにね。
Okay. Hold on, I think it's more of a game thing. Can't believe I have to go through this. Okay. Okay. This is definitely weird, but we'll live with it. You should hurry before I change my mind.
いや、だってあれが根性の別れになるかもしれなかったし、それならせめて色良い返事をしとこうかなとか。
Hey, that might have been our final farewell in this life, so I wanted to make it nice.
おかしいんだ。君はどうせ死ぬならとツーリングの誘いを受けたと言ったが、誘った時に霧は出てなかったんだから。
That was weird. You said you agreed to go on a road trip with me because you were gonna die anyway, but the mist hadn't even shown up yet when I invited you.
あの後霧が出ることを君は知ってたことになる。
That means you knew the mist was about to arrive. She'd lost track of what she was supposed to know and not know. It happened to me too.
春明さんって絶対女のトラブルで逃げてきたんでしょ。
Haruaki-san, you ran away because of trouble with women, right?
僕が彼女に振られてこっちに来たことを見破られたのは単に君が鋭いだけかと思ってた。
I thought you figured that out, that I was dumped just because you were sharp.
しかし君が巻き戻りの記憶を保っているなら、僕が前の時に振られ話をしたことも知ってて当然だ。
I'm gonna try and increase the volume again. But if you have memories of the previous loops, it's only natural for you to know that I was dumped. I told that to you myself.
一緒に遊んでよ。手を握ってよ。タンデムでずっと遠くまで連れてってよ。布団の中で一日中ギュッてしててよ。
Play with me, hold my hand, take me on a bike ride far away, let me spend all day sleeping in your arms.
極めつけはあれだ。狼の君が夜にやってきて思いを語ってくれた時。
The moment that confirmed it was when you came to me as a wolf and told me about your feelings.
僕はバイク旅行者じゃなく上富士吉経由で来た自殺志願者だった。
Back then I wasn't a bike rider, but a suicidal guy who'd arrived here through Kami
タ
Fujiyoshi.
ンデムがどうのって発想はどこから来たのって話になる。
You'd have no reason to think that you could just hitch a bike ride with me.
君は本当に異常なのは読み意味の宴じゃなくて巻き戻りなんだって理解している。
You know the real abnormality here isn't the feast but the
そう
looping.
じゃなきゃ説明が。
It wouldn't make sense otherwise. Ah! She suddenly screamed. In her hand, she held a familiar hunting knife. It didn't work. Dropping it all on her so suddenly was too much for her to handle. Though regret dulled my mind, my vision sharpened. I saw her slowly charge at me. I might have been used to death by now, but I didn't want it to be slow and painful. I used the time I was given to just close my eyes. An impact. I collapsed on my back. Sharp pain assaulted me. At least I thought it was going to, but it didn't. There was just a warm weight against my body. I slowly opened my eyes. Her face was brimming with intense emotion. As her eyes filled with tears, the hand with the knife went limp. The blade fell free.
嘘だ。
No way.
私だけじゃなかったって。
There's no way I wasn't the only one.
そんなの
That's...
どうせ夢かなんかだ。そんでぬか喜びして目覚めたらまた宴が始まるんだ。
This isn't just a dream, isn't it? I'm about to wake up and start the feast again, right?
ぬか喜びで惑わさない。
Don't give me false hope.
しかも春明さんの顔でさ。
Not with his face, at
嘘
least.
とか夢じゃない。
This isn't a dream.
いや、正確に言えばいずれ夢になるとしてもこの瞬間は夢じゃない。
Well, to be clear though, it might be reduced to a dream eventually. This moment is real right
そ
now.
して夢でやり合った記憶を共有できる以上、
And since we share the memory the dreams give us,
僕と君との間のやりとりはいつまでも
the moments we share will never be merely dreams.
春明さん
Aruaki-san,
もう完全に非武装だしさ。
I don't have any weapons on me right now.
閉めたりもしないしさ。
I won't strangle you either.
何にもしないから。
I won't do anything at all, so
すがって
can I cling to you?
ああ
Yeah.
春明さん
Aruaki-san! She clung to my chest and wailed. Emotion, tears, none of it was restrained.
怖かったよ。
I was so scared. I was so scared.
嬉しかったし。私だけずっと踊り続けて。
It was so lonely. I was the only one going back again and again. Going back again, again, and again, and again. Okay. I don't like how words repeat like this. Like it, to get her emotion across, yes, but it gets hard to track how many times I've read it.
いっぱいみんな殺して、みんなの死ぬとことか、罵る言葉とか。
I killed and got killed by them all so many times, and their deaths, their words,
そればっかりどんどん膨れてって。
they all just kept piling up.
何度巻き戻ったの？
How many loops have you had?
100回超えてからは。
I stopped. I stopped counting after 100.
辛かったね。
It must have been hard. It was. As I embraced her, crying without end, I felt something myself as well. This was a hell from which not even death could save you. Wandering through it all alone, one couldn't help feeling frail and helpless. I'd spent most of my time here chasing after the mystery behind it all. As long as I still had ideas to try, the mystery was both my greatest fear and fascination. But what if I ran out of ideas? What if I tried everything I could think of only to discover there was no escape from this loop and that I was a prisoner of it for eternity? My worst fear was a mystery without an answer. As one faced with that very possibility, I could really relate to her. The alcohol must have made her more emotional too. She was crying unceasingly, and as someone who cared about appearances, I had to hold back from getting emotional myself. It took her almost an hour to calm down. She began talking. I wouldn't have minded if she just went to sleep, but the joy and excitement from finally finding someone who shared her experience probably wouldn't have let her. It was time to check some
さっ
answers.
きの、よくわかったね。確かにさっき、バレルを切ってた。
Let's see, so it's not seemingly so quiet now. I'm impressed that you knew. Yeah, I was actually sawing off barrels.
この流れのまま、僕が部外者として宴が進行していったとき、君は銃を持ち出さなかったでしょ？
In this timeline, I'm an outsider who ended up not participating in the feast, and you didn't have your guns, right?
あれは、僕が邪魔をして、作業が中断して、君は銃を皿長に置きっぱなしにしたんじゃないかって。
Is that because I interrupted you and made you leave the shotguns in Saranaga?
なんだよ、もう。やっぱ探偵か何かか、春脇さんは。
Seriously, you really are a detective, aren't you?
探偵だったら、こんな予想や憶測ばっかで喋っちゃダメさ。ありゃ証拠商売だ。
If I was, I wouldn't be relying on theories and assumptions like this. It's an evidence-based profession. Well, he's right that it's an evidence-based profession, but when you look at the details, everything is going to be based on theories or guesses, not like in the realm of scientific theory, but come on, it's still going to be theories. And you just have to pursue them until you can eliminate that possibility.
うん。
だから、僕も聞かなきゃわからない。
That's why you need to ask.
次の答え合わせ。君は、殺人鬼なのか？
Next question, are you a murderer?
違うよ。
No. Even though you spent so many loops disposing of people, huh? You're gonna say no?
今回はまだ、少なくとも休みずに帰省するまでに人は殺してないよ。
No. Not yet, this time anyway. At least I hadn't killed anyone before coming back to Yasumizu.
でも、銃を2丁も持って帰ってきたんだよね。
But you had 2 guns,
そ
right?
れは純粋に、肝臓じいちゃんの狩りに付き合いたかったから。
I just wanted to go hunting with Konzo
最
Chi-chan.
初は、ね。
At first, anyway. She continued to talk. It was May of her 3rd year in college, time to go job hunting. With the job market in the state it was, most of the leads she found on work sounded more like horror stories. This kind of makes me laugh because it's pretty much always been this case, at least in my mind. I know I haven't lived as long as a lot of other people, but particularly in Japan, the job market can be a big pain from what I hear. Well, in the US and a lot of other places, there is the problem of ghost jobs. In Japan, their big problem is what's called black companies, which are companies that don't have a good retention rate of employees to a point where they're practically always hiring, kind of like the ghost job thing, but they don't treat their employees well from what I've heard and or read, and the pay's not good, so they end up leaving, but the offers for those jobs, because they anticipate that, are always on the market. So it's kind of that horror story combined with other things that I hear are problems over in Japan, like nomikai or alcohol abuse and that. Some couldn't find a job despite checking 100 places. Some went straight to exploitative businesses. Some had all the credit in the world yet ended up working at the docks or something. And yes, the black companies that I've mentioned before, they are exploitative businesses, and they're called black because of that. Jamie had no particular profession in mind, nor did she find any ideas at her seminars, so she was at a loss. Her situation was made even worse when her boyfriend left her.
は？じゃあ僕と同じようなもんじゃないか。
So you're like me?
うるさいな。
Shut up.
なんで別れたの？その芹沢千恵美史上2人目の彼氏と。
He was your second boyfriend, right? Why'd he break up with you?
細かいとこ覚えてるし。なんか、猟銃持ってる女子とか引くって。
You remember all the details, huh? Anyway, he said that girls with guns creep him out. Well, I wouldn't be comfortable with a gun around, even though I know it's that guns aren't as dangerous as the people wielding them. But you do have to be careful around them, like you don't wanna just be careless enough to look into the barrel of a gun or something, regardless of whether it's loaded or not. So yes, guns can be dangerous, but it's more so the handler that is than the tool itself. That might have been weird from a normal person's perspective, but personally, that just intrigued
付
me.
き合った期間は？
How long had you been dating?
ゴールデンウィーク頭に付き合い出して終わった直後くらいに別れた。
Let's see, we got together at the start of Golden Week and he left me right after it was over. Not too long. I haven't checked into how long Golden Week is. If anybody wants to speak up and verify that, just let me go ahead and do so, whether it's in chat while I'm live or if you're catching this as a VOD, then feel free to say something in the comments.
かわいそう。
Ouch.
やっぱ殺そっかな。
Should I just kill you? Anyway, the failed relationships in life in the city in general was starting to get to her, so she'd started to consider moving back here after graduation. Back to Fujiyoshi, a place she supposedly hated.
嫌なことは、しばらく離れてる間は忘れてたから。
I'd forgotten most of bad things after moving away from here. She used job hunting as a pretext to take a short vacation, and she returned here 2 days ago on Friday. She figured that refreshing her mind and body here would help her with the job search. The locals neither celebrated nor disliked the fact that she came back. They just gave her a normal welcome. They hadn't changed. She, however, had.
昔は5時に起きて勉強してたんだけどさ、大学でぐうたら生活にすっかり慣れて、 みんなと生活リズム合わなくなってて。
In the past, I used to study after waking up at 5, but now I'm so used to the easy college life that my circadian rhythm was completely off.
MD のアダプター忘れてさ、借りようにも誰も持ってなくて、ああ、田舎って不便だよな、とか。
I even forgot my MD player and I couldn't borrow from anyone here since no one had one. Man, did I think that rule life was uncomfortable. Some ways I can feel like that because I have family members, particularly my mom, that wants to be close to family these days. I've already mentioned this once on stream before when I was saying that it's nice to want to be close to family, but the way things typically go, you lose out on your freedom to do things if you prioritize family, like if you need to do them or want to do them and such. Because here, we're heavily car dependent. Here, in this case with Jamie though, I kind of understand the feeling because the times I visited the most recent time I visited my mom's hometown, I kind of felt bored out of my mind. Like, yes, I had my electronics and that, so I had things to do, but I just found myself kind of bored because in those moments where I was just too bored and didn't really want to be on my electronics so much, I just tried to look up what's around and nothing really appealed to me. Like, you've got one guy that's only had any major contributions to his religion or a country that he was visiting and not so much the state that he was from. And then you got another old battlefield that all you could do is look out at it and it would have probably been a pretty scenery there. But in my mind, if I'm going somewhere, I kind of want to see the ruins and such to be able to visualize or help visualize things in context with what I'm given on a little plaque. But the so-called battlefield that was there, all you got was the scenery and the plaque. So sure, you could use your imagination, but there are limits to our own imaginations because as time goes on, it gets harder and harder to imagine how things were in the past. Like, my generation didn't get to experience a lot of things as they were in the past, but we've seen enough stuff said in the past and have also read quite a few things from the past, like fiction and that we can generally get a good idea of how things were. But it's not perfect one for one. There's some gaps in our knowledge, and thanks to our great-grandparents being dead, or our second grades, third grades, etc., we won't ever know that. Especially if we were looking through their journals and such. Maybe if they had photographs, but even photographs are kind of a recent development. Not too recent, like you've got them back in Civil War and that, but there's still a recent development in human advancement and technology. But yes, I think I would be bored too in Jamie's case.
お菓子買おうにもコンビニどころか店もないし、みんな質素にしてるからお酒飲むのも気が引けちゃうし。
No convenience stores nearby either, and since everyone else is so frugal, they don't even feel like drinking with me. Well, the no convenience stores nearby kind of makes sense to me, but again, I don't blame her for feeling this way. I just think it makes sense because these guys are essentially farmer life, so they can get by with what they can a lot easier than a lot of people, since, as I said, they are farmers and they're hunters too, so it doesn't matter. But I can see it being a big pain here.
なんか期待してたんだろうね。やっぱ自分の居場所はここだったんだみたいなキュピンってくるの。
I expected something different. To be honest, this is where I belong and all that. And again, another reasonable explanation here. Things do take a long time to change, but sometimes it can take too long. Like, for example, here, it kind of gives me the same, where I'm at right now, I get kind of the same frustrations as Chiemi does, but for different reasons. It's mainly being able to obtain the necessities easily. Like, I can, but it's a pain because my lifestyle and that relies on the internet way too much, even for my liking, and I just want to be able to do things in the most efficient possible manner. If that's getting stuff online, then so be it. But sometimes it's more efficient to just go to the store, and I can't really do that. Because of things I've already talked about before on streams.
ないよね。半分捨てたような故郷に自分の都合でそんなん求めたって。
Yeah, no, this place is half abandoned. Why'd I ever expect something like that?
なんかやっぱここも居場所じゃないんだなって思いながら寝て起きたのが5月10日。昨日の朝。
I realized that this isn't the place for me either. I slept and woke up on May 10th, yesterday morning.
最初はそこに戻ってきてたんだ。
That was the point I looped back to at first. Wait. At first? This is an intriguing development here. 'Cause if she looped back to the morning prior to everything going on, then that means that these loops can change drastically. Because so far, I haven't done it all the way through. I've just done it twice because of the longest routes. Essentially, each time Haruaki here dies, we get sent all the way back to the beginning of the story where he encounters the convenience store and the clerk that seems like she belongs in Danganronpa. So I'm kind of wondering how these loops are affected by events. But we'll probably find that out in just a bit here. That was unexpected. I asked and found out something more. The point to which she looped back to had changed twice so far. Okay, so twice. The first time was the morning of May 10th. This return point stayed consistent for 57 times.
もちろん最初はただの日常として流したよ。そのままダラダラ2日間過ごして、その後霧が出て。
Of course, it was just a normal day for me the first time. I spent 2 days doing nothing and then the mists came.
私、初日にくくられたんだ。外から汚れを持ってきたって言われてさ。
I was hanged on the first day. They said something about me bringing corruption from the outside. Horrible, right? Definitely horrible. It kind of reminds me of the culture that I kind of grew up in. They weren't hell-bent on unaliving people just because they didn't integrate with them at all. A lot of the times people understand that I'm just curious in that a lot of times. But they're like just isolating you from the outside world because they don't like the so-called corruption of the outside world, but all they're doing is just more of the same thing that humans have always done. Because we aren't exactly the most open-minded creatures. Like, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt and take them at their word a lot of the time. Just because I want to figure out things more, but this just reminds me of the stuff I didn't like growing up.
最初の息が止まる感覚だけは今でも覚えてる。
I can still remember the first time my breathing
その
stopped.
後、いきなり巻き戻って、最初はめちゃめちゃ長い悪夢だって思ったんだよね。
Then I looped back. At first I thought it was all just a long nightmare.
同じように霧が出て、
But then the mists came
そ
again.
の後、何度巻き戻って試しても、何を言おうが行おうが、4日目より後には行けなかった。
I looped back many times, and no matter what I said or did, I couldn't make it past the fourth day.
こんだよ。私はどうやってもそのくらいしか大事じゃないんだって。
I was really sad about it. I thought it showed just how worthless I was to them.
ごめん、わかってるよ。そんな簡単なもんじゃないってさ。
Yeah, sorry, I know it's not... No, yeah, sorry, I know it's not that
で
simple.
も、57回死んだ頃には、もうそういうもんだって思うようになってた。
But by my 57th death, I just figured that was how it was.
実際みんなにとってはそれで問題はなかったんだけどさ。
Not like it was a big deal to them. I was a wolf after all. The wolves back then were Jamie and Tai Yamawaki. His son. Yeah, Tai Yamawaki's son. With Jamie being easy to suspect and Tai-san not handling herself well, they just couldn't win the feast. Still, they'd successfully brutalized a few people before both of them got hanged. In the end, Jamie took the initiative and committed murders with her own two hands. It hadn't taken long for her to try and just kill everyone while breaking the rules. Her trial and error became a matter of just who'd I'd kill and how.
その後、変化があった。メイコちゃんが迷い込んできたの。
After that, there was a change. Mako-chan wandered in. It happened a day after the first restart point. It was already 2 a.m. now, so that would be the morning of yesterday, May 11th. The boring, meaningless day suddenly became a big deal. The reason for that was the lost girl who'd wandered in from upstream, Saranaga. Takumi-san had told me that it wasn't uncommon for Saranaga to bring corpses, but this was the first time it brought a living human. Not just any living human, a lost girl of unknown origins. According to Chiemi, if there was some trouble in Yasumizu, they couldn't just call someone to inform them about it. Instead, there was an unspoken agreement that they would just bring it up while chatting with the driver of the truck that brought food and supplies here once a week. They'd mentioned the lost girl, and since the driver was in touch with the Higuchis, the village heads would know about it too. If something was done about a problem they were told about, oh, that was great, but if it wasn't, it meant that Kami Fujiyoshi didn't plan to get involved. They had tried to get help by phone once, but that got the truck driver to just not bring the supplies for a week, which is pretty messed up. Yeah, it definitely is. The next supply run would be Thursday, some time away, so they didn't know what to do with the girl. Tai-san screeched about chasing her out, but in the end Rikako-san agreed to take her and the problem was solved for anyone but Chiemi anyway.
58回目にしていきなり現れた登場人物だったからね。なんだろうって思ったよ。
I mean, she just appeared out of nowhere on the 58th time. I wondered what that was all about. So, Chiemi has been going through these cycles for over 100 times, and Meiko has showed up on Chiemi's 58th iteration of the loop. So that makes me wonder how long Meiko's been in the loop too. But I don't think Meiko knows about the loops that much. But then again, all we've seen of her is she's just glimpses of a normal child, nothing to be suspicious about.
繰り返し続ける夢に変化が生まれた。もしかしたら希望が見えたのかもって。
It was a change just big enough to make me wonder if there was hope in this
やが
nightmare.
て始まった宴では、過去の振り分けも大きく変わってた。
The feast soon started and the guardian assignments changed a lot.
匠兄ちゃんが蛇で、最初に明かそうとする流れが一緒だから、多分、春明さんが知ってる流れと一緒。
Takumi Ni-chan was the snake and revealed it on the first day. You probably know this timeline. Oh. So basically the timeline where I was alive but didn't participate was similar to the one where I just wasn't there at all. Still, she was human in the new timeline and that change gave her hope, so she started experimenting again. It didn't take long for her to despair again.
匠兄ちゃんは大体早死にしたし、私は大体早めにくくられるか、狼にやられることになった。
Takumi Ni-chan died early, and I either got hanged or killed by wolves early.
一度だけおかしくなった香織さんが料理に毒を入れて、たまたま狼が死んで勝ったけど。
One time, Kaori-san went crazy and poisoned the food. The ones who died happened to be the wolves, and we won. Man, so Kaori's almost guaranteed to go crazy depending on the situation, but I wonder what happened in there. Like, did one or both of her sons die in that time like she did during our, like they did during our run here, where one of her sons died, I believe? I don't remember if both of them died, I just know that at least one of them died, and then she went crazy enough to try to poison everyone. So that's all I can think of that happened that time, but with these loops being an important part of the story, you gotta know that things didn't necessarily happen for the same reasons all the time.
かって休み図を出て、帰る深夜バスが霧に巻かれて、あんま覚えてないけど、多分事故ってそのまま後戻り。
I left Yasumizu then, but the late night bus got engulfed in mist and I don't know what happened, but it probably crashed and I got sent back.
戻り先は日曜の朝。メイコちゃんが迷ってくるところが新たなルーチンになっただけ。
The return point was now Sunday morning. The moment Meiko-chan wanders in had become the new routine. I still didn't see a way out. The morning of May 11th, it was the restarting point that she'd went back to more often than any other. Overcome by despair, she'd started trying to challenge the feast's rules. She tried escaping the mist, surviving the corruption after killing more than one in a day, etc. After dozens of tries, she concluded there was no way to escape these laws. By that point, she'd killed each of the locals dozens of times.
もうさ、みんなの顔見るたびに、あの時どんな死体になったとか、あの時どんな断末魔だったとか。
Whenever I saw their faces, I began thinking of their corpses and dying screams from this time or that
そんな
time.
映像がバンバン脳内に出てくるようになっちゃって。
These memories began just popping in my mind. Kind of like how they did early in the story.
別に苦しかったわけじゃない。
It wasn't like it hurt or anything.
平気すぎた。
I'd actually gotten too okay with
むしろ
it.
それが現実なんじゃないかって思うようになってた。
I actually began to think that that might have been the true reality.
もうとっくにみんな死んでて読み人なんだって。狼の時に聞いた話が本当なんだって。
That everyone had already died and become Yomibito. That the story I heard as a wolf was
そこ
right.
からは投げやりプレイだったな。
That's when I just started doing whatever and seeing what stuck.
宴が始まった直後に全員を撃ち殺してみるとか、そういう絶対にクリアには繋がりそうにないことを試したり。
I even tried killing everyone before the feast began, even though I knew there was no way it could lead me to victory.
ダメだったね。どんなに頑張ってもくくられるか殺されるか、霧に巻かれてどうにかなって死ぬ。
And well, it didn't. No matter how hard I tried, I was either hanged, killed, or got caught in the mist and
そう
died.
なるともう死に飽きちゃってさ。死ぬのはもちろん苦しいけど退屈で。
At that point, I was already tired of dying. It hurt, of course, but more than that, it just became boring.
退屈しのぎって言ったら、もうどんな新しい殺し方や死に方ができるかってことくらいになっちゃって。
The only way to beat the boredom now was to find new ways to kill people. The many impossible deaths happening on repeat had warped her heart and
そ
mind.
んなわけで、
So yeah,
私はもう立派な殺人鬼だ。
I'm a real murderer now. That was a thing to say with such a smile.
春明さん、
Rocky-san,
恋には
don't become. I finally realized what that meant.
私みたいにはならないで。
Don't become like me.
君はそう言いたかったんだな。
That's what you wanted to say, right? Yeah. It was a well-placed warning indeed. Unfortunately, back then, I not only missed it, but went on to become the absolute worst murderer I could think
春
of.
明さんが来たのは、メイコちゃんに次いで2度目の変化だった。振り出しも12時間くらい進んだし。
Your arrival was the third change since Mako-chan came. The starting point moved about 12 hours too. Ours was the third? The night of May 11th, the day before the feast, as well as the day I got lost. When my bike ride and Chiemi went out to prepare to kill. That was the newest starting point, and the one she and I actually shared.
初めは何の期待もしてなかった。面白い人来たけど、かわいそうに。間宮さんたちみたいに死ぬだけだって。
At first, I didn't expect much. You were just a funny guy who'd probably die like Mamiya-san and
け
Hashimoto-san.
ど、なぜか春明さんが来てから変化が加速した。
But after you came, for some reason, more and more changes started
ずっ
happening.
と死ぬばかりだった間宮さんが生き残ったり、それでまた私が狼になったり。
Mamiya-san survived for once I became a wolf
それ
again.
に、その
And,
何？
what?
なんでもない。
Nothing.
とにかく、そうこうしてたら橋本さんが生き残って、また配役が変わった。
Anyway, then Hashimoto-san survived and the roles changed again.
はるちゃんが狼の格好して工事現場に行くので大体わかった。
I understood everything once I saw Haru-chan go to the construction site. Oh yeah, since the wolves do had their jobs when everyone was sheltering, anyone who stayed outside and watched would quickly know who they
は
were.
るあきさんはそれまでずっと人だったけど、狼になったら私みたいに狂っちゃうかもだから。
You were human until then, but when you became a wolf, I was worried that you'd go insane like I did.
だからあんなこと言ったんだ。
That's why I said that. I didn't really want to remember that. Once I'd become a wolf, I'd intended not to be bound by Yasumizu's rules, but in the end, I became an utter madman. And to make it worse, I ended up dancing on the palm of God's hand. Jamie's words might have become a subconscious break for the madness racing within me. That was why her face came to mind whenever I was partaking in something really messed up. Anyway, this reminded me of another mystery.
待ってくれ。あの時どうして君は外に出てられたんだ？
Wait, how did you go outside back then?
単純に寮の2階で張りながら上がってくるワンコを全部撃ち殺してただけ。
I just stood on the second floor of the dorm and shot any dogs going up.
は？そんなやり方で夜は攻略できるの？銃があれば最強って？
Wait, what? You can beat the night just like that? A gun is all you
い
need?
や、ただの時間稼ぎだよ。
No, it just buys you some
そう
time.
やると、そのうち本物が出てくるから。
Eventually the real deal comes.
本物？
Real deal?
狼の頭と人間の体の。
The thing with the wolf head and human body.
あれは人間のはずだよ。狼が着る狼装束と同じ感じの。
That has to be human wearing clothes like the ones given to the
あの
wolves.
人狼、人狼は新内さんの手下で狼様の使いかなんかだと思う。
That werewolf man-wolf works for Shinai-san, a servant of the Okami-sama.
狼やったならあったでしょ。首吊り松の墓所でさ。あれが新内さんで、実際に罰を下す怪物が人狼。
You were a wolf, so you saw the figures in the Hanging Pines graveyard, right? That was Shinai-san and those who mete out his punishments are werewolves.
あいつらは、人狼はいっぱいいる。
And there are lots of them. Shinai was Okami. Great Lord Shinai and Okami-sama were the same thing, Mamiya's son said that too. 3 creatures who came to you in a dream. Besides them, there were lots of monsters who carried out their will. God had implied that the dogs, the bringers of corruption, were the servants of the badger, Mujina-sama. Using those werewolves as underlings might have been the power of Great Lord Shinai as Okami-sama.
あの汚れの運び手をしのいでもそいつが出てきて確実に殺されると。
So even if you get rid of the bringers of corruption, you'll always die when faced with that thing? Jamie nodded. It didn't look like I could go anywhere from here, so I would just leave it at that.
話を戻すけど、じゃあどうして外で狼を待とうなんて思ったのさ。
Back to what we were talking about. Why did you decide to wait for us outside?
もうやめようと思ってさ。
I thought I'd just end it. Huh?
私、宴ではずっと一人ぼっちだったけど、
I was all alone in
あ
the
る
feast.
人には何度も助けられてるんだ。
But there was this person who helped me out a lot.
毒だな。
Me?
うーんと 誓って言うと色々かき乱されて、いやぶっちゃけ春明さん絡みは死んでばっかだしな。
Honestly, you just made it a bigger mess. Hell, I died a lot of times thanks to you.
ごめん。
Sorry.
気にしないでいいよ。私も何回か春明さん殺してるし。
Oh, don't worry, I killed you tons of times
そ
too.
うか。じゃあ気にしない。
Really? Then I guess we're even.
春明さん、大概切り替え早いよね。さっきも別に落ち込んでなかったでしょ。
You're quick to bounce back, aren't you? You weren't that upset, were you?
君が気にしてたら、僕も気にするさ。ともかく、じゃあ誰さ、ある人って。
I'd only care about it if you did. Anyway, who's the
リ
person?
カ子さんだよ。植松リカ子さん。
Rikako-san, Rikako
彼
Uematsu.
女に。
She helped you?
あの人は、本当に、心の底から富士吉村の人間なんだけど、
She's a Fujiyoshi person to the
富士吉
core.
村で一番いい人だよ。きっと。
But I'm sure she's the best person
迷
here.
信に忠実で、保守的で、でも奥ゆかしくて、献身的で。
Sure, she's rampantly superstitious and super conservative, but also refined, devoted.
そして、よそ者や私みたいな外れ者とも対等に接してくれる。
And she treats outsiders as well as outcasts like me like equals. She isn't disgusted by us. The bedroom woman servant who took in anything, huh?
富士吉の古き良きものなんてのがあったら、多分彼女がそれ。過去のいいところだけ寄せ集めたようなっていうか。
If Fujiyoshi had a good old ex about it, it's probably her. She's like a huge pile of all things good about the
春明
past.
さんも惚れたでしょ。
You fell for her too, didn't you?
いや、
No, not really. You did.
嘘ばっかり。ま、魅力的なのはわかるけどね。でも彼女は富士吉村じゃいぶんし。
Liar, well, I can see the appeal though. Anyway, she's an anomaly here in Fujiyoshi.
上富士吉でも。
Even in Kami Fujiyoshi?
植松家は落ち目だったし、昔からちょっと特殊な家だってことはみんな知ってるわけでさ。
Yeah, the Uematsu are on the decline, and well, it's a family with circumstances, and everyone knows it.
見
Oh,
た目だって美人だけど変わってるし、性格も一見とっつきにくいからね。野里のボンクラくらいよ、彼女のファン。
she's pretty, but also too weird for most to deal with. The Nasato blockhead is probably her only fan. She barely even gives him the time of day, though. Jamie grinned cruelly. She was pretty hard on him, huh?
なるほど。で、彼女の恩って。
I see, so why are you indebted to her?
いろいろだよ。宴の時にかばってくれたり、誰かが暴れて殺されそうになった時に盾になってくれたり。
For many things, she defended me during the feast, became my shield when someone went wild and tried to kill me,
誰を引き取ってくれたりね。
and took in the corruption among other
どう
things.
いうこと？
What do you mean?
覚えてるかな？このままの流れで、そのうち安水のおじいちゃんとモッチーが殺されるの。
Do you remember how in this timeline the old man and Mochi both die at the same
そ
time?
れで次の日、彼女は読み人になる。
And how she becomes a Yomobito the next day? That is something that I was curious about. It's nice that we're getting an explanation here.
ああ、覚えてる。あれの真相を君は知ってるのか？
Yeah, I do. You know something about it?
モッチーを殺したのはおじいちゃん。おじいちゃんを殺したのはちえみだよ。
The old man killed Mochi. I killed the old man. Huh?
君が殺したってのは今更驚かないとして、狼じじい氏がモッチーを殺したって。
I'm not surprised that you killed him, but the old wolf guy killed Mochi?
腹立つ。私も驚いたんだよ。二人が帰ってこないから手分けして探してたら、もうモッチーはやられてて。
That pisses me off. I was pretty surprised too when we split up and searched for them. I found Mochi already dead.
おじいちゃんは笑いながら私にも襲ってこようとした。
The old man laughed and attacked me, so I reflexively, I need time.
彼は投票で負けた場合、最初から逃げる気だったんだな。人を殺してでも。
So he was planning on getting away if he lost the vote, even if it meant killing someone.
肝臓じいちゃんはそうなることを恐れてたのかも。だからじいちゃんが生きてる流れじゃ問答無用でくくってる。
Yeah, Kanzo Ji-chan probably suspects that too, so in timelines where he's alive, he just hangs him by force.
しかし妙だな。宴の一人以外を殺すにしても、ここから逃げるにしても、死ぬことは免れない。
But that's weird, killing more than one per day or trying to run away means
そう
death.
だね。私が誰より知ってるよ。
Yeah, I know that better than anyone.
彼はどうやって死を回避するつもりだったんだろう。何も考えてなかったのかな。
How did he plan to avoid dying? Was he just not thinking about it?
私はだからボケててそこまで気が回らなかったんだと思うけどな。
I think he was just too senile to think that far
そ
ahead.
の可能性もあるのか。
Is that possible? Honestly, I couldn't help but feel like he'd chosen to kill out of malice. I really had to find a way to get some information out of him.
いや、それより何よりだ。君が狼じじいをブッシュブッシュ殺したなら、どうして君は死なずに済んだ？
Wait, more importantly, how did you survive after splashing the old wolf
だ
guy?
から言ったじゃん。リカ子さんが汚れを引き取ったって。
I told you Rikako-san took in the corruption for me.
は？それって、宴のペナルティを自分に移し替えたって意味か？
You mean she passed on the feast's penalty to herself?
あ
Yeah.
の時おじいちゃんをブッシュブッシュ殺した後で、ああやっちゃった、今回もダメかって思ってたら、
After splooshing the old man, I was like, oh man, did I mess up? Guess this is it for this
その
time.
中からリカ子さんが出てきてね。こっち見てびっくりしてたけど、
That's when Rikako-san came out of the mist. She was surprised, but then said,
あなたは死にません。あなたの罪も汚れも。
you will not die. I will take in your sin and corruption. You sound just like
で
her.
しょ？こんなノリでいいの？この話。
I know, right? Should we really talk about this so casually? The sullen mood had vanished and we were now talking about this stuff over a few beers.
いいんじゃないの？僕らはまだこの時は人殺しじゃない。過去のことまで気に病んでたら、速攻気が。
I think it's fine. We're not murderers yet. Let the past loops get to you and you'll go nuts in no
ち
time.
えみが死ぬほど悩んだことをめっささらっと片付けたね。まあオッケー、軽妙に行こう。
This was bothering me so much and you took care of it like it was nothing. Oh well, I guess I'll take it
とに
easy.
かくその時はリカ子さんがかばってくれたから、私は服を買いに戻って。
Anyway, Rikako-san protected me, so I went back to change my
そこ
clothes.
で春秋さんと話したよね。
We talked then, remember?
誰だ？
Who's there?
春秋さん。
Oh, Haruaki-san.
知恵み落ちか。
Wow, Jamie, yet again, what a twist.
何それ。悪いけど今じっとしてて。ひょっとしたらやばいかも。
What's that supposed to mean? Sorry, but you should stay there right now. This might be really bad.
ちょっと、開けてよ。
Hold on, open up.
ああ、あの時の。君はあの時、血まみれの服を交換してたのか。
Oh yeah, so you were changing out of your bloody clothing back
そう
then.
そう。あの私服お気になんで替えはあるしね。
Yep, I like that getup, so I have a spare. Now that you mentioned it, I did feel like she'd said that.
ともあれ、君は確かに、一日に一人の掟には反していた。
Anyway, you went against the one per day rule.
私の経験じゃ例外なく、その日犯したルール違反は、その夜に汚れとして与えられてきた。
Yeah, from my experience, you always suffer the corruption the night after breaking it.
その流れ以外ではね。
That timeline was the only exception.
しかしその時だけは、リカ子さんが引き取ると言った通り、最悪は彼女に降りかかった。
And since Rikako-san had taken it in, like she said, the corruption went to her, huh?
しかしそうなると、彼女は例のぐちゃぐちゃになって死ぬ形になるんじゃないのか。
But wasn't she supposed to be torn apart?
あれは、イオミの汚れだよ。
That's Yomi's corruption.
汚れ
Yomi's corruption?
最強の、最悪の汚れ。触れれば、読み人になってしまう。
The strongest, worst corruption, touching it makes you a Yomibito. Jamie was now acting afraid of something.
君がリカ子さんに恩義を感じて、宴を放棄した経緯は分かった。君のこれまでの経緯もね。
Okay, I get why you feel indebted to Rikako-san. Why you wanted to give up on the feast and how you got
今
here.
から本質的なことを聞きたい。
Now for a more serious question.
君にとって嫌かもしれないことを聞くが、すべての確信に迫るためには必須の情報だ。どうか協力してくれないか。
You probably won't like this, but it's necessary to get to the heart of the matter. Can you help me
も
out?
ちろん、君が我慢できなくなるような話になったら、やめてくれていい。
Of course, it's something you can't. If it's something you can't handle, you can just stop. Jamie lightly nodded.
君は何か、超常的なものに対して、他の住人とも違う、特別な思い入れを持ってるね。
You are invested in something supernatural that others here aren't.
その一つが汚れ、もう一つが神様だ。
One of them is the corruption and the other is
ど
God.
っちも、教えてくれ。
Tell me about both.
春明さんはさ、死んでも記憶がある。
You remember everything even when you die.
嫌だよ。
So I don't
こ
wanna.
れから先、ずっと嫌われる。気持ち悪がられるのは。
You'll hate and be disgusted by me
ようや
forever.
く見つかった理解者なのに。
I don't want that. You're the only one who can understand me.
大丈夫。君が殺人鬼だってのを聞いても、僕は別に聞かなかっただろ。
It's fine. I didn't feel much about you being a murderer,
で
right?
も、
大
But
丈夫。
it's fine.
絶対に嫌わない。
You promise you won't hate me?
約束する。
I promise. After a few seconds of hesitation, she finally gathered her resolve. She then put her hand inside the collar and took something out. A metallic trinket on a metal chain, showing 3 symbols. A whorl and a diamond. It was the sign of the Humotsu Okami. I remembered the time I picked it up in Serenaga after I'd won against Shamie as the snake. So it belonged to her, huh? This is...
見ないで
No. Oh, don't look.
芹沢
Serizawa-sama.
申し訳ありません。
I am so sorry.
その汚れは私にも引き取れない。
That is a corruption not even I can take in. It came back to me. Rikako-san had discovered something pendant-like that Chiemi was wearing. After that, Chiemi went nuts and ran off into the mist. That meant that what I'd found in Serenaga on the other timeline had been dropped by her after she jumped off the cliff. And I finally realized is another thing. Here, the talisman with the sign of the Omotsu Okami Yomi itself was the worst of omens, and actually wearing it couldn't have been a good thing. It could only represent the worst, most fearful and maddening of things.
私が小さい頃から肌身離さずつけていたもの。
This is something I've been wearing since I was
も
little.
う、この意味は知ってるよね。渦と爪。汚れた狩り場の主を意味する、ヨモツオオカミの印。
You know what this means, right? A whirl and a claw, the sign of the Yomotsu Okami, the lord of the corrupted hunting ground. Well, yes, it's definitely the symbols of the wolves.
君が、なぜそれを
Why do you have that? Another good question here that I've been wondering.
私が汚れているから。
Because I'm corrupted.
私の元の名前は、
My old
車
name
千恵美って言うんだ。
was Chiemi Migurama. Migurama. The tower lookouts, the top of the four head families in Kamifujiyoshi, the snake.
身車千恵美は蛇の息女だった。兄弟はいない。だから、養子を迎えて、当主の奥方様になる予定だった。
Chiemi Migurama was the daughter of the snake. She didn't have any siblings, so she was supposed to become the wife of the man who'd be adopted and become the head of the family. The snake is the Migurama? But why had the symbol that's shown for the number of wolves out there? That's what I don't get.
5つになったあの時まで。
At least until she was 5. Jamie's eyes turned dry and
あの
empty.
日、
That day,
私はいたずら心で、三の蔵の地下の扉を開けた。
I playfully opened the iron door to the basement of the third
決して
lookout.
入っちゃいけないと言われた。このお印が刻まれた鉄の扉を。
I was told never to go there, and the door had that symbol on it.
そして、
And,
落ち着くんだ、ちえみちゃん。
calm down,
君が
Jamie-chan.
見たのは、犬だな。
You saw dogs, didn't you? She came back to her senses and light returned to her eyes. I knew it. I could see part of the conspiracy.
噛まれたんだな、犬に。
The dogs bit you, right? Yeah. As it became harder for her to speak, she pulled up her sleeves and showed me her wrists. There were old but clearly visible scars on them.
黄泉の汚れは、その身に受ければ、いずれ人を狂わせ、殺す。
Anyone who takes Yomi's corruption will eventually go mad and die.
私は、身車のものは、それを、小さい頃から、すり込まれて、
We Miguramas had that drilled into our heads since we were little.
なぜそんなものを、身車が飼ってる？
Why do the Migurama have them?
黄泉の入り口は、皿長だけじゃない。黄泉はいろんなところに、口を開いている。
Saranaga isn't the only entrance to Yomi. It has its mouth open in many places.
それを守ってた上松家が役を果たせなくなって。
The Uematsu family used to protect us against it, but they couldn't do it anymore,
代
so
わりに、身車が
the Migurama took it upon themselves. Jamie
女
nodded.
の汚れを受けた息女なんて、身車には、ふさわしくない。
A daughter who'd received Yomi's corruption wasn't suitable for the Migurama. Okay. I want to find these parents of hers and send them to Davy Jones. Because that's where they belong. Like, Jamie has done some bad things, but being bitten by a dog and then claimed to have Yomi's corruption, That just doesn't sound good after all that, just tossing her out. So they deserve to go bye-bye.
だから、モッチーと同じように、私は家から出された。
That's why, just like Mochi, I was disowned.
ごめん、だいぶ落ち着いてきた。
Sorry, I've calmed down
無理
now.
はしないで。
Don't force yourself.
大丈夫。私は会ったこともない文家に縁組されて、休みず送りになった。
It's fine, I had my surname changed. No, it's fine, I had my surname changed to that of a branch family and was sent to Yasumizu again, just like Mochi. So they changed surnames because of the disowning. Oribe is probably Kaori-san's maiden name, but yeah, I could see how they worked around this.
身車の息女だったって話は、みんな知らなかったみたいだけど。
No one seemed to know that you were Migurama, though.
身車は、すごい秘密主義の家でね。子供が生まれたとか、誰が死んだとか、10年くらい隠すらしい。
The Migurama are a very secretive family. They hide any births and deaths in the family for about 10
人の
years.
口にとは、
You can't shut out gossip, can you?
られる、身車なら。だって、届け出をする役場の人間とか、葬儀場だって、全部身車だし。
The Migurama can. The people who do the reports and everyone at the funeral home are Migurama.
なるほど。でも、なんでそんな秘密主義を？
I see, but why are they so secretive?
それは、小さい頃に追い出された私にはわからないけど、
I left when I was little, so I can't be
秘密
sure.
が力を持つことを知ってるからじゃないかな。
But they probably think that secrets have power. Secrets, mysteries, could mobilize people, huh? Intelligence management was extremely important in keeping a group in line. Especially for the Migurama, who are doing something
この
dangerous.
首飾りは、汚れの証。私が汚れを受け、やがて黄泉のものになることを運命づけるもの。
This pendant is proof of the corruption. I'm corrupted, so I'm fated to become part of
し
Yomi.
かしそれまで、黄泉の汚れを抑える、御するものだとも言われた。
But I was told that it would hold the corruption back and keep it under control until the time
ヤ
came.
マツオオカミは恐ろしい読み人。それを読み人を滑るものと捉え、私が。
Yamotsu Okami were scary Yomobito, which I believed controlled other Yomobito, so I...
汚れを受けた読み人が暴れ出すのを抑えてくれるってね。
I thought this would keep me, a corrupted Yomobito, from going wild.
私は、それがとても怖かった。
I was really scared of that happening. That was nothing more than her earnest beliefs. That was why I understood just how pure and profound her feelings were. She'd come to know immense despair at an extremely young age.
それで、休みずに来て、どうなったの？
So you went to Yasumizu and then what?
まあ、荒れたよね。自分が汚れて、汚れた場所に送られたっていうのは幼いなりに分かってたし。
Well, I went nuts. I was young, but I knew that I was corrupted and sent to a corrupted
一
place.
番の被害者はタエばあちゃんだな。当時は食堂はばあちゃんがやってて、私がご飯拒否しまくってたから。
Taiba-chan was my primary victim. She was the one in charge of the dining hall, and I will always refuse the food. So Tai used to be the one doing Kaori's job, huh? Oh, so that was why they were still so distant.
芹沢として小学校に入ったけど、ちょうどその頃、休みずの学生は私だけだったから、きつかったな。
I entered elementary school as a Serizawa, and I was the only student from Yasumizu back then. It was pretty
いじ
hard.
められたし、やり返したら口裏合わせられるから、私が悪者になるし。
I was bullied, and if I fought back, they'd team up and make me out to be the bad guy.
その時の先生が分かってくれたから、それでもギリギリ助かったんだけどさ。
It kind of worked out because the teacher knew what was going on.
その先生が転任してからは肩身狭くて。そのうち、オリベさん家が引っ越してきて、ヤスくんやハルちゃん、ヨシくんも入学して。
But then the teacher transferred to another school. My situation got really bad. Then Oribe's son and family moved in. Then Yasi-kun, Haru-chan, and Yoshi-kun started going to
したら、
school.
ほら、お姉さんじゃん。頑張らなきゃじゃん。
I became the big sister character, so I had to do my
そ
best.
れで、ちょっと、まあちょっと。
And then, well, you know,
ボッコボッコにしちゃったか。
you kicked the crap out of someone.
ボッコボッコにしちゃったね。
I kicked the crap out of someone. Ah ha ha.
ま、すっごい謹慎とか説教とか食らったし、休み勢の風当たりが一時偉いことになったんだけど。
Well, I got chewed out and punished pretty harshly, and might have made the situation even worse for Yasumizu.
学校でのちょっかいはピタリと止んだと自負しておりますよ。
But all the bullying stopped, so I'm proud of what I
なる
did.
ほどね。
I see. So that was why the children here adored her, but she felt awkward around the
こ
adults.
れ、下の子たちへの義務感と作戦で全部だった？
So was it a conscious sense of duty that made you do
9
it?
割ブチ切れただけでした。
I was mostly just pissed.
気にしない気にしない。生かす生かす。
I don't mind, it's cool, it's cool.
ぶっちゃけ荒れてたんで。
I was a pretty rough girl, ah ha ha.
でもその根底には、常に汚れへの恐怖があった。
But at the core of it all, there was the fear of the corruption,
い
right?
つか自分が本当に狂ってしまうという恐怖の裏返し、あるいは自暴自棄だった。
Deep down, you were scared by the thought you'd go insane eventually or were just desperate.
春秋さんは何でも知ってるな。
You know everything, don't you?
ごめん。わかった風なことを。
Sorry, I didn't mean to seem like a know-it-all.
いいのいいの。分かろうとしてくれる人もこれまでいなかったからさ。
It's fine, I'm glad to have someone who at least tries to understand me. Jamie giggled. She could laugh at it now, but probably only because she'd grown up and realized a few
外
things.
に出て、いろいろ調べた。その、犬のこととか。
Did you look into a lot when you left for college, like about the dogs and stuff?
そりゃあね。
Well,
とい
yeah.
うことは、君はもうそっちは怖くないはずじゃないか。
Should you really still be afraid of them?
私が怖いのは神様で、神様が与える汚れだから。
I'm scared of God and its
そ
corruption.
れが科学的にどういう病気かとかは、あんまり関係ない。
The science behind the disease doesn't change much.
それについて話そう。
Yeah, then let's talk about
僕
that.
は、巻き戻りを繰り返す中で、神様に会った。
In one of the timelines I was in, I met God. Huh?
今は、神様というものの意味も、大体わかってるつもりだ。
I'm pretty sure I know what kind of thing God
そ
is.
れにしても、君が恐れている神様というものとはちょっと実像がずれてる気がしてならない。
But I feel like it's a bit different from the image of God you gave me.
ちえみちゃん、君には神様が目に見えたりしてるんじゃないのか？
Jamie, can you see God as in visually?
みんな、神様には合ってるよ。見えていないのかもしれないけど。
Everyone has met God, maybe they just can't see it.
狂ってるって思うよね。
You think it's insane, right?
それ言ったら死に戻りとか、神様そのものがすでに口頭無形だから、受け入れるモードに入っている。
The looping and God itself are pretty insane, to be honest. I'm ready to accept anything at this
不安
point.
すぎる。あなたはタコか。
How flexible? Are you an octopus? Why did everyone like comparing me to weird stuff so
そうだ
much?
ね。私にはそれが見える。
Yeah, I can see it.
狼の加護を受けた時の三人組のあれとはまた違うもの？
Is it different than the three you see when you get the blessing of the wolf?
神様は ほとんどの人にくっついているよ。
God is on everyone.
メイコみたいな小さい子にも。
Even little girls like
メイ
Mako.
コちゃんのは、よく見えないね。何かいるけど、大きいのが。
It's not really clear on her. It seems big though, whatever it
安
is.
水には神様が3種類いるって聞いたんだけど、
I was told that there are 3 gods in Yasumizu.
どこの誰から聞いたの？
Huh? Who told you
そ
that?
れは秘密。
That's a secret.
私は、安水の神様は、神内様と神様しか知らない。
The only Yasumizu gods I know are Shinai-sama and God.
神内さんは神様だろ。
Shinai-san is a god, no?
神内さんは神様だけど、神様は別のものだよ。
Shinai-san is a god, but not the god I have in mind.
はるちゃんについてるのは神様だよな。
The god on Haru-chan is the one you're thinking of,
う
right?
ん。
Yeah,
多分、理解できた。
I think I get
本当に？教えてよ。
it. Really? Tell me more.
それは、
Not right now.
もったいぶりっ子はいいから。
Hey, don't be like that. No. At this point, I was now able to split up and think about the problems I was involved with right now individually. One problem was the prevention of the feast of the Omi Purge. Another problem was the prevention of the giant monster's resurrection. And the third problem was the ending of the loop. They were all related, but they'd all need different solutions. And to fix the first one, the feast, I'd have to use the looping to do something about God. Specifically, the god that had Chiemi as well as everyone else in Yasumizu completely imprisoned. Weak, powerless god, my ass. This one was a pain to deal with because they were powerless. I had to be careful about how I dealt with it. As well as Chiemi, God's prisoner.
もう少し秘密だ。
I'll keep it a secret for a while
なん
longer.
で？
Why?
秘密が力を持つことを知ってるからさ。
Because I know that secrets have power. We continued exchanging info. I couldn't keep the sheep hidden, so I started with
僕は
that.
巻き戻る瞬間に羊さんの姿を見ていて、多分そのおかげで記憶を保持できていたんだけど、君は？
When I loop back, I always see a sheep, and that's probably the reason why I keep my memories. What about you?
いや、全然覚えがない。
I don't remember anything like that. That meant the reason she kept her memories was different from mine. Also, her memory retention was less consistent than mine. Some memories actually felt like a dream for her and often lacked clarity. She said that, for all she knew, she might have looped a lot more times than she realized. I was curious why she kept her memories, but I set it aside for now. Anyway, according to the sheep, the loops were happening because of the dream. I thought over in my own way the things it quickly shared with me. Something had absorbed Fujiyoshi and its general area into a dream. It was absurd, but I had to accept it. An area of some square kilometers had been detached from the real world, meaning that this was like a virtual reality. This space could be restarted and it probably had a different flow of time. I'd spent a lot of loops here, but I'd bet not even a second had passed in reality. This dream could happen over and over without wasting any time. That gave the mastermind behind it countless chances to create the ending they wanted, and once that happened, the dream would stop being a dream. It would become prophetic, basically, or rather stop being reset as just a dream and turn everything that happened into reality. That meant that I could be going about my business, still thinking that I could retry it all, when the master of the dream could just yank the rug out from under me and be like, nope. This was as if reality had an intrusive editor who told the author to turn anything he didn't like into a dream. Man, was that messed up. According to the Sheep and Jamie's info, the range of the dreams had changed.
最初のうちは夢はずっと循環していた。しかし微分子が取り込まれ、夢は奇妙に変容し始めた。
At first, the dream just looped around, but when some outsider came in, it started going all weird and shit.
おめえが来てからはもうぐちゃぐちゃで、結果がこれだ。
You made a huge mess of things, and that right there's the result.
僕が動いたせいで夢が変わった？
The dream changed because of me?
その後、変化があった。メイコちゃんが迷い込んできたの。
After that, there was a change Miko-chan wondered
春
in.
明さんが来たのは、メイコちゃんに次いで2度目の変化だった。
Your arrival was the third change since Mako-chan came. The starting point moved about 12 hours, too. I had no idea how many loops the sheep had been through since starting, but it did mention that things didn't change much at the start. That meant that the result was the same no matter how much the dream repeated, far from the ending the dream's architect desired. That was when they brought in the first outsider, probably Jamie. The method was most likely moving the dream's start sometime further. When Jamie had returned to Fujiyoshi, she had already entered the dream, unwittingly becoming trapped in the loop. Because the start of the loop, the starting point was pushed a bit later. Jamie, a character in the dream. Jamie was the first one who had memories of the previous loops, and with her joining, the dream began to change. However, those changes didn't satisfy the mastermind, especially with Jamie not really doing anything constructive. Thus, they moved the start a bit later again, this time taking in Mako, who from what it seemed didn't have memories of the previous loops. It wasn't hard to guess that nothing was changed by her joining. The third one to enter was me, and I, unaware of the mastermind's plot, tried out various things and ended up fulfilling their wishes. The sheep said that the mastermind still didn't know about its involvement. However, they must have known that Jamie and I often did unexpected things, though I wasn't sure if they were aware that we had our memories. They either didn't know about it or just didn't know the
だと
cause.
すると、これからも気づいてるってことは公言しない方がいいの？
So I guess we shouldn't reveal that we remember stuff, huh?
そうだね。特に安水住人たちには。
Yeah, especially around the people of Yasumizu.
嘘。みんなの中にその黒幕っていうのがいるの？
What? You're saying that one of them is the mastermind?
そう考えるべきだと思う。少なくとも巻き戻りに関してはニグルマ家は関わってないんじゃないか。
That's likely. At the very least, I'm pretty sure the Migurama have nothing to do with the looping. Well, already I can suspect that Rikako's likely the mastermind because the last ending that we had, where the monster came in, the survivors were pretty much Mochi, Mako, Haruaki, and Rikako. Mochi was then shot by Haruaki, which left Haruaki, Mako, and Rikako. Mako did not leave Haruaki's side most of the time. And other than that, she could have been just doing childish things, so we don't know what was up to. And Rikako, she kind of just disappeared before Mochi died. And we haven't seen her since then. So that's why I'm gonna say that Rikako is the highest possibility of that. Especially because Mako just wandered in and the monster only showed up when Rikako was a survivor.
なんで？
Why?
神内明神の目的と違うから。
Because their goal is different than Great Lord Shinai's.
しかし、誰なんだ？もう一つの神様を隠してるやつっていうのは。
But who could it be? Who's hiding another god?
自分が持ってる神様を、ちえみに見えないように隠すことはできるのか？
Is it possible for a person to hide their god from your sight?
私、よく知らない人の神様は普通にあんま見えないよ。
I can't really see the gods of the people I don't know.
なるほど。
I see. Basically, your ability was like an eye for reading people. Even though you couldn't know for sure based on just faces, some people could intuitively figure out certain things about others by just finding out more about them. In her case, such info was just more visual. It might have been a kind of synesthesia. There were people in the world who perceived numbers as colors. With that in mind, I shouldn't have expected her supernatural power to be the solution to this supernatural problem. Instead, I should rely on her ability to retain memories.
これからどうする？
What do we do now?
条件分けのためには、もうちょっといろんな結末を見たいんだ。
I'd like to see more endings so I can set some conditions.
僕が知ってるのは、宴が狼の完全勝利に終わったパターンと、人勝利、狼新勝の3パターン。
Let's see, the only outcomes I know are the ones where the wolves achieve a flawless victory, the one where the wolves achieve a normal victory, and the ones where wolves achieve a pyrrhic victory. That's a new word for me right there. But I'm gonna just guess it means a narrow victory.
狼新勝が怪物復活アウトのパターンだったわけだけど、その時の何がアウトだったのか、実はよくわからない。
The pyrrhic victory ended up summoning the monster, so that's no good. But I don't actually know the exact cause of the summoning.
宴が関係してるのか、それとも、実は全然関係ない何かの条件を踏んだからアウトになったのか。
Was it related to the feast, or did I step on some other landmine? I have no idea.
そのために、もう何週か宴に挑戦しなきゃならないと思ってる。
That's why I think we should have to try challenging the feast a whole bunch more
マ
times.
ジですか。
Seriously? Yeah.
ちえみと森の中に逃げて、ひっそりまったりと過ごすというのは、
What about running off into the forest and having a good time there?
死ぬんでしょ？それ。
We'll die,
まだ
right?
どこかに抜け道はあるのかもしれないじゃん。
There might be a way out somewhere.
それは確かに。
Oh, that's
じゃあ
true.
決まり。探索しよう。
Then let's search for one. Honestly, I didn't think that it would get us any closer to the truth. But I didn't put much effort into protesting either. She'd been in so many feasts that it became traumatic for her. She wanted to avoid going through it again. She didn't want to be more aware of what kind of murderer she was becoming. Alright. I would do this with her until she was satisfied. Even if this was a challenge without a real end, it was worth it as long as she could find peace. We tried using our memories to quickly fix the bike and leave. We tried going out through Saranaga before the mists came. We waited until the mist came and tried to leave through the forest in full hiking gear, I got from the convenience store. No idea why they were selling that. In the end, we either were engulfed in the mist and died before even realizing it, or were engulfed in the mist and died without getting anywhere. In the latter cases, Chiemi either died by breaking apart again, or we were caught by those monsters. After trying it enough times, we both became used to it. "Oh, I'm crumbling again," he'd say. "Then let's stop," I'd reply as we aimed our guns at each other and killed one another. Taking advantage of shortcuts like that, we came back over and over, and tried again. Nothing seemed to work, so we tried spending a night outside after the mists came. We got rid of the dogs with water and guns. I quickly found out that this was a mistake since Chiemi couldn't keep her presence of mind. Unable to bear the tension and fear, she would mumble something about God and either run off or kill herself. Then no matter what happened afterwards, I ended up killed by the monster-looking thing. Whether the monster was actually real or not wasn't a problem anymore. I'd already known that any rule breakers would be punished. The problem here was that Chiemi still wanted to continue these pointless loops. "Let's go there this time. Let's hide here this time." I patiently played along. Being certain that there was no point in this, I played along with her attempts to escape about 50 times. We continued to do this for a while before I told her to let me try something and somewhat forcefully took the lead. What I wanted to try was a feast victory with minimal casualties, and how many days could be passed without murder. For that, we had to figure out what sort of rules governed the Guardian assignments. I actually had an idea for how it worked. The first time, the time I was the snake, the time I was a wolf, and the time Chiemi had first become a wolf. Over them all, I noticed there were trends such as Chiemi's tendency to become a wolf or Mochi's tendency to be a monkey. To find out the nature of these trends, I wrote down the Guardian distributions I knew on a table. First, I tried putting the names in order, then writing down their guardians, but didn't have any patterns there. The way he's going about this seems like a thing that I read about in QED. I'm not too sure if it's a mathematical thing because the QED manga has cases solved based on mathematical themes and such a lot, but it was kind of, I want to say, yeah, it was called the Nash equilibrium, now that I remember it. And while we're not getting number assignments for that, to see what the equality is, and getting everything cited properly, this is just giving me vibes of that. So yeah, I tried putting the names in order, then writing down their guardians, but didn't find any patterns there. Then I had the idea to try basing it on their dwelling locations, and bingo. The monkey was obviously dependent on where the people lived, and they didn't change much across loops. It was clear that Takumi-san intended to get the snake, and I'd gotten it instead of him that time because our houses were close together. The same could be said about Kaori-san and Yoshisugu-kun getting the crow. Basically, the guardians were given out to the houses rather than the people. I was familiar of a way of allocating data that changed slightly, but not by a lot. I knew a means to bring about such results. A ghost leg lottery. It wasn't a completely random method. Even if you used tons of lines, the results wouldn't split up properly without intent. And even if there were new possible options, the results wouldn't change without removing or adding new lines. Even if you added 2 or 3 new options to a Ghost Lake lottery, you would add them to the right and add a few branches, and that would leave the left side mostly unaffected. 2 or 3 lines would just shift the result a bit to the side, but not much farther than that. That had to be it, right? As in someone held a Ghost Lake lottery to decide who got which guardian? That theory in mind, I sought out a particular person.
なあ、モチ。
Hey Mochi.
おお、なぜ僕のあだ名を知っている？
Whoa, why do you know my
いい
nickname?
からちょっと見てくれ。今流行りのパズルなんだ。
Ignore that and just look at this. It's a popular
こういう
puzzle.
結果が出る網だくじを君は書けるか？
Can you write down a Ghost Lake lottery with these results?
ちなみにこの枝を減らすとこんな感じになって、ここに枝を足すとこうなるような枝を書いてほしいんだが。
I want you to make it so that removing this line does this and adding a line here does
なん
this.
だと？そんなん全然わからんぞ。
What? I have no idea how to do
ち
that.
ゃんとノリでいいよ。
Just whatever feels right to you.
ほう。ふむ？
Oh,
う
hmm?
ん。う
Oh,
ーん。
oh, hmm? Hmm?
こんな感じじゃない？
Like this? He actually met the conditions perfectly. How like him. Like how a puzzle like this could be popular. His talent for getting the answer right without proof actually scared me. It was a talent that could turn society on its head, but that wasn't important at the moment. To see whether the Ghost Lake lottery was usable, I attacked the Nasato mansion once. Specifically, I broke the windows the day before the mists came, and he was so scared that he just returned to Kami Fujiyoshi next morning. My theory was that the lottery began with the settlement's upper region. That was why adding new people to the empty houses affected the guardian assignments, while Kinosuke Shi continued to be human. Thus, without him, the roles would have to change drastically. With those conditions, I tried a case in which Mamiya-san and Hashimoto-san both died while I took the Gen-san dude's place. I ended up being the snake while Chiemi was the badger. The wolves ended up being Yoshisugu-kun and Mochi. The Ghost Lake lottery was completely accurate. I also tried looking into how the distribution worked before Mako came, and apparently there was a human missing in the middle. That confirmed that the Guardians weren't handed out by supernatural force, but through this Ghost Lake lottery. Using this, I could also create lots of patterns. By changing my residence, I could get whatever Guardian I wanted. A good one would allow me to get through it without any problem. At that moment, I excitedly told Jamie that the feast was as good as ours. I'd never forget the dead eyes she looked at me with.
いつ終わるの？
So when will it end? I finally realized that I had made a huge oversight. Jamie had passed her limit long ago, and I'd forgotten that my sense for such things was a bit different than a normal person's. I wanted to clear the feast with a minimal number of deaths and find out how many days could go by without a murder. It required the agreement of all participants. It wasn't something I could do by myself, and I needed Jamie to try with me. I didn't mind looping about 100 times more. She, however, didn't want to loop ever again. She tried weird things before because she wanted to try a method that could let her win quickly and easily, even if it was absurd. In her eyes, my plan to loop hundreds upon hundreds of times in a case of trial and error was simply unacceptable. I was killed. She wanted to kill me, and so she shot me right up front.
春秋さんさ、
Haruaki-san.
春秋さんを100回殺したらクリアとかないかな？
What if the winning move is to kill you 100 times? I realized that I'd never considered what a threat Jamie with memories could be. I was killed over and over again, over and over. Sometimes she killed me right upon seeing me in the darkness of Saranaga or the dining hall.
春秋さん、楽しいよ。死神が楽しい。新鮮、嬉しい。
This is so damn fun. Your expression is so new to me. I love it. Sometimes she acted out events like I'd remembered them, then grinned and killed me when I was completely defenseless.
忘れてると思った？残念。ブラックちえみちゃんは未だ健在でした。
Did you forget? Too bad. Chiemi-chan Dark Edition is still alive. Apparently she didn't remember things until I provoked it somehow. That must have been because the number of loops she'd spent alone was way lower than the number of loops since we'd started sharing memories. Her loop count was probably way over 100. She was a whole lot more damaged than I first thought. Oh, but after she killed me 63 times, it finally got to me. I'd been attacked in Saranaga about 20 times now. Half of those times she just blasted me with both shotguns at the same time, just like this time. Otherwise, she used traps or feints to corner me, then finished me off. So, she had no idea how to handle a situation in which I survived her first shotgun blasts. No. No, why?
いやでも
No, no what? I cough. Cough. How do you think I feel about getting killed over and over? Honestly, not even I expected to find a bulletproof vest in that convenience store. It didn't protect me completely though, it just kept my torso from being blown to pieces. My ribcage was shattered and the internal injuries were undoubtedly fatal. Still, I had enough life in me to catch her off guard and fight back.
ちえみちゃん
Chiemi-chan,
なんて
how do you want to die? Oh man. This was so satisfying. What will I do next time, though? What would she do to me after this? Would this just continue forever? This might have been an actual dead end. Man,
邪魔くさいな
you're such a damn pain in the ass. End of the line for me this time. Sorry. She could still breathe. My consciousness faded. At about the same moment as I delivered the final attack. The next loop came. I entered Yasumizu through Saranaga and encountered Chiemi just like always. This time was different though, she didn't have any weapons. Chiemi didn't attack me or run, she just vacantly looked at nothing in
はじめ
particular.
まして芹沢ちえみさん
Nice to meet you, Chiemi Serizawa-san. Sat down next to her. Nice to meet you, Haruaki Fusaishi. What a mechanical response. Saying each other's names on our first encounter had become common practice since we'd started sharing memories of the loops. However, neither of us said anything more this time. It was awkward. It felt like we just had a fight. Well, not like we
何
hadn't.
起こってるの
What is it? Are you mad?
試合なんてないし。
I don't have a reason to be.
でも怒ってる
Yeah, but you are mad.
邪魔はひどいよ。
The pain in the ass hurt a bit to
そ
hear.
っちこそここで涙目はずるいそれに
Hey, don't get teary-eyed. Don't get teary on me now, and I fought back only once.
愛がなかった。
There was no love in the way you killed
すごい
me.
こと言うなまあ愛を込めて殺したつもりはないし君がそうしてたって言われてもちょっと困るけど
Now that's a quote. Well, I didn't mean for there to be any love in it, and I don't know how I'd feel if you told me that your kills did.
分かってる。
I know.
分かってるけどさ、
I know what you mean.
私、
I got so carried
あ
away.
なたを殺してる間、警察官から目を背けてられた。
Killing you helped me forget the feeling of isolation.
殺せるし、何度だって何でもできる相手。だか
I
ら
can kill
許してくれるって。
I can kill you countless times and do whatever to you, so I thought you'd forgive me always.
最低だったと思う。
And that's just awful. Sorry.
前ので気づいたんだ。
Last loop I realized
確かに邪魔をしてたけど、春明さんは自分の行動を自分の目的としか見てない。
that I really was being a pain in the ass for you, but you only saw this whole thing in terms of your own goal.
どういうこと？
What?
私たちの目的じゃないんだ。
It wasn't our goal to you.
春明さんの中で私はただの脇役で、役に立つか役に立たないか邪魔か。
I'm just a side character to you, and all that matters to you is whether I'm useful or not.
あれはちょっとイライラして言っただけだよ。
I only said that because I was just a bit pissed, that's all. That's a
春明
lie.
さんは嘘ばっかりだ。
You lie so much.
よく分かって
I finally realized.
あなたが怖い。
You scare
それよ
me
りあなたが怖い。
even more than
あ
God.
なたに傷つけられるのが、殺されるのが、その冷たい目で射抜かれるのが。
Being hurt, killed, or simply glared at by you scares me more than anything.
それくらい私あなたを好き。
That's how much I love you.
好きだから怖い。怖いから好き。好きだから殺したい。殺したいほど。
You're scary because I love you, and I love you because you're scary. I want to kill you because I love you, and I love you so much I want to kill you. This is reminding me of Austin Powers here. One of my characters is like, I eat because I'm unhappy, and I'm unhappy because I eat. That's the kind of thing that I'm reminded of.
私がおかしいのは分かってるけど、その中で分かったのは、
I know that's weird.
私はあなたのことが好き。
I know that's weird, but that's what I realized. I really do love you.
その思いは一方通行で、あなたにとってない。
But it's a feeling that's not mutual at all.
殺しがなくても、それは同じだった。そうでしょ、春明さん。
That wouldn't have changed even if I wasn't killing you, right?
とはやめて。
Stop with the
あなたは嘘をつくとき、必ずをつける。
You always say that before telling a lie. She's pointing it out too, huh? Like, I didn't say anything about it, but that hesitation was a thing. So let's see. You're not going to eat?
結構アレルギーあるんで。
I have a bunch of allergies.
僕がもうやったからとは
What do you
どう
mean?
いう意味でしょうか。
Oh, what did you mean by I already tried it?
口
Oh,
から出任せですよ。不思議系の物言いって結構言いくるめやすいんです。
it's just something random I thought up on the spot. You'd be surprised how convincing mysterious words can be.
名前は久石春明。東京で大学院生やってます。
I'm Haruaki Fusaishi, a graduate student in Tokyo College.
ねえ、あなたは誰なの？
Hey, who are you really?
医者？探偵？それとも本物の殺人鬼？
A student, a doctor, a detective, or just a murderer?
何もわからない。
I don't know anything
あなた
anymore.
を好きだし、殺したいし、怖いし、もっと近づきたいし、逃げたいし。
I love you, want to kill you, you scare me, I want to be closer to you, run away from you, become one with
あ
you.
なたの全てが欲しいけど、あなたはそれを望んでないことだけは分かってる。
I want everything you are, but I can tell you don't want that.
その先も分からない。ただあなたと殺し合ってれば、 怖いけど、幸せかもしれない。
But I don't know what'll happen after that. I figured that maybe just killing you over and over would keep me happy even if it scared me.
ここが地獄だと思ってたけど、
I always thought this was
本
hell.
当は天国なのかな。
But maybe it's actually heaven? I pushed her into the river.
何するの？
Goff, what are you doing?
何するの？
What are you doing?
失ですが
Kissing you.
今までの突き飛ばしたことを言ってる。
I mean the pushing.
いや、とりあえず、僕を数十回ぶち殺しておいて、何言ってんだこいつと思ったので、一度かましておかないとって。
Well, I just thought, what the hell is this girl who killed me dozens of times saying, and figured I had to get back at you somehow.
あのね、とりあえず復唱。人の嫌がることをしない。
Okay, repeat after me. I won't do what people don't want me to do.
人の嫌がることをしない。
I won't do what people don't want me to do.
とりあえず僕は死にまくる趣味はないので、愛情表現は他のにしてください。
Just so you know, I don't like being killed over and over, so find a better way to express your love. I'm not too sure about the rest of you, but it's still kind of unnerving that the character voices seem too low in comparison to the background music right now. But in terms of this, about their development, I have nothing to say right now. But I hope that the audio is fine for you guys.
ごめんなさい、先生。
I'm sorry.
で、一応あれを愛情表現として振り返ってみましたが、
Now we'll look back at all that as an expression of love and
僕も君のことは嫌いじゃない。頭がおかしいところもお気に入りだ。
I don't hate you. I like how insane you are.
そう？
Really?
じゃない。騙されない。じゃあなんで記憶を共有してからちえみって呼び捨てにしてくれなかったの？
I mean, no, I won't let you fool me. If that's true, why have you been calling me just Jamie after we started sharing
気
memories?
づいてたか？
You noticed?
ついてたと思う。
I did.
好きなのと男女として付き合うかどうかは別だからだよ。
Because liking someone and dating them are two different things.
僕らはお互いに好きだと思うけど、多分相性はかなり悪い。
I do like you, but I'd say I do like you, but I'd say our compatibility is the worst, or maybe too good.
僕と君が一緒になれば、二人でどんどん狂っていけてしまうと思う。もしここから出てもね。
If we're together for long, we'll just become more and more insane even after we get out of here.
まあ、多少おかしくても生きていける社会は存在するけど、僕も君も多分、頭がまともな相手を見つけるべきだ。
Well, there are societies where you can get by being a bit weird, but I think that we both should look for someone more normal.
それに僕は、君以外にも義理を持ってしまったから。
And I kind of got close to someone else. Rikako-san?
ああ、それに、はるちゃんだ。
Yeah, and Haru-chan. Alright. When are we gonna get him sent flying here since he admitted that?
いつの間にそんな。
When did that
君
happen?
が自殺した後だよ。
After you killed yourself.
まあいいよ。
Oh well.
要は、私以外のどっちかを選ぼうって言うんだ。今は二人とも春明さんのことを知りもしないのに。
Basically, you want to choose someone other than me even though neither of them even know about you now?
そうじゃない。ただ、二人には結局、ひどくかわいそうな死に目を見せてしまった。
That's not it. It's just that I ended up providing them really awful deaths.
そんな彼女たちに対して、僕が一方的に罪悪感やら、次こそは幸せにしたいやら、そんな感情を持ってしまっていて。
After that, I've been left with feelings of guilt and a desire to at least make them happy next time
そ
around.
んな状態で君を彼女にするのは不誠実だろ。
And it being sincere to choose you while I still feel that way,
こん
right?
な状態で水中に押し倒してキスするのはどう考えても不誠実でしょ。
About as insincere as pushing me down and kissing me.
今のでこれまでの殺人は全部チャラだ。
That kiss was payback for all the murders.
いいけど。
Then okay, fine.
私の唇でチャラになるの？
But really, my lips are enough for that?
実にいいお味でした。
The taste was great. Eek.
ああ、思い出した。君があの時出したクイズ。
I remembered something about... No, I remembered something. It's about the quiz you gave
エ
me.
ロエロだってのだけ不正解だ。この生娘。
You being a thirsty perv is a bad answer, you innocent little
バ
girl.
カ
You dummy.
やっぱ殺す。殺さない。やっぱ付き合え。Be my darling.
I'll kill you. I won't kill you. Date me already. Be my darling.
持って。初めてになってよ。
And become my first.
ああ、これだこれ。求めてたのは、なんて嬉し恥ずかしなんだ。癒される。
This is it. This is exactly what I wanted. And I love the mix of happiness and embarrassment. It sustains me.
だったら、
Then,
ダメだよ。
no.
出ないと君は、このループ地獄の中で幸せになってしまう。外に出る気が。
If I do that, and you'll find happiness in this looping hell and stop wanting to leave it.
私はそれでもいい。
I don't mind that.
いいもんか。君は最初は、そんなじゃなかったはずだ。
Like hell, that's not how you were at the start, right?
巻き戻りの連続は、人間を歪める。僕だってこれまで何回か、それ
The
を意識した
looping
ことが
warps people, even I was no exception a couple times. Even if you can tough it out, dying hurts and it's something no one wants.
これから永遠にここを回り続けて、僕らは永遠に死に続ける。時には前みたく殺し合うことだってあるはずだ。
Imagine if this goes on forever and we keep dying over and over, maybe even at each other's hands.
いつまでも、君への好きって気持ちを持ち続けられる自信はないよ。それは君
I'm not confident I can keep liking you in that scenario. You can't deny that either, can you?
ループが続く限り、僕らは寿命で死ぬこともない。記憶だけがどんどん蓄積されていく。
As long as the loop continues, we won't expire due to old age and just pile memory upon memory as we go.
そこでお互いを憎み合ってごらん。ここは本当に、正真正銘の地獄になる。
Imagine if we end up hating each other. This would become a true
そ
hell.
んなの。やだ。
I don't want that.
やだよ。
I really, really don't.
ちえみちゃんは泣き虫だな。
What a crybaby.
サイコパス。
Shut up, psychopath. A murderer just called me a psychopath. Anyway, I try to stay honest from now on.
だから、まだ見えない出口を当てにして、君と付き合うことはしない。
I can't date you while counting on an escape that's not yet in sight. Thus I
こ
said
れって失恋かな。
it. Is this what it means to be heartbroken?
うん。
Yeah.
とはつかない。
No, huh?
つかない。
Nope.
荒
Oh.
木さん。いっぱい殺して。ごめんね
Sorry for killing you so many
もう
times.
チャラだよ。
I got my
ち
payback.
えみちゃんを一回、ものすごく残虐に殴り殺して、ごめんね。
Sorry for killing you last time. It was just one time, but it was really cruel.
怖かった。
I was so scared.
ごめん。
Sorry.
邪魔で。ごめんね。
Sorry I've been a pain in the
言い
butt.
方、悪かったよ。
Sorry for not being more
し
considerate.
ないから。
I won't do that again.
構ってくれること自体は、嬉しいんだけどさ。
I do enjoy the attention you give me, though. Really?
本当だよ。君は本当、殺すとか付き合うとかについて、一度じっくり考え直すといい。
Really? You should really think about whether you want to kill or date me.
そうだよね。
You're right.
殺しの夢を見すぎて、
I had so many dreams of murder that I forgot what's what.
全部忘れたいな。
I want to forget everything.
二人して、首吊り松のところから、皿長に飛び込もうか。逆落としに、こう。
Let's go to the hanging pine and jump into Saranaga head first like this.
なぜそんな、
Why?
頭打って、嫌なこと全部忘れられるかも。
Maybe the head trauma will help us forget what we don't want to remember. Oh my gosh, that won't work.
いいかも。心中みたいで。
I like that. It's a couple's suicide. We really might have been insane. Or maybe that could be said about everyone who was in love.
下、見えないね。
You can't see the bottom from here.
そうだね。
Yeah.
落ちたら、ちゃんと死ねるかな。
Can we really die if we fall?
さすがに死ねるんじゃないかな。
I'm pretty sure we will.
岩の出っ張ったとことかに引っかかったら、ずっと死ねずに苦しむんじゃないかな。
Well, if we fall on a flat part of the cliff and survive and suffer,
じゃあ、どうすればいいと思いますか？チー
you
ムさ
got
ん。
any other ideas, Jamie-san?
その、しっかり抱き合って落ちれば、大体同じところに落ちるんじゃないかな。
Well, maybe we'll fall in the same spot if we hug each other.
ロマンチシストめ。
You hopeless romantic.
あれ？
Huh?
どうしたの？
What's wrong? At this inappropriate moment, I realized something.
いや、今こう思ったんだ。落ちるとき、最悪僕が下になって、確実に地面に激突して、死ねるようにしようって。
I just had a thought that I should be the one at the bottom and take the brunt of the impact.
わあ、かばってくれるって？でもそれ、頭ぶつけて全部忘れる計画的には、逆効果じゃないかな。
Well, you're gonna protect me, but then I won't hit my head and forget, right?
いや、そうじゃなくて、
That's not what I mean.
そうじゃないのか。
It's not.
僕が死ねば巻き戻るからって、そう考えてた。
I just figured since I can loop back if I die.
いやいや、それはおかしい。私が死ねば巻き戻るんだよ。
That's not right. I mean, I'm the one who's gonna loop back.
そう、それ。僕らはちょっと、すごく初歩的なところで誤解したまま、いろんな話を進めていたぞ。
Oh, exactly. I've been going through this while ignoring one of the main issues here.
視点で見れば、僕が死んだ後の記憶は当然ないし、振り出しに戻るのは一瞬だ。
From my perspective, I obviously don't remember what happens after I die, and I always go back to the start after just a
で
moment.
も考えてみれば、君の視点でだって、死んだら即座に振り出しに戻るわけだよね。
But now that I think about it, the same is true for you, right? Because we don't have consciousness when we're dead.
うん、そうだね。
Yeah, that's right.
というか、そうだよ。私が死んだ後のこととか、普通に語ってるから、あれって思ったんだよ、さっき。
Oh yeah, you told me about things that happened after I died, so I was like, huh? Exactly. We talked about loops in which either of us weren't present, but we still don't know the condition that actually causes the loop to reset.
自分が死んだら、後のことは全てなかったことになると思ってた。
I thought that everything after my death just wouldn't happen.
私も。でも、そうじゃないのは、私たち自身が証明してる。
Same here, but we proved that's not how it works. Yes, and of course, another thing is, after something happened to Rikako, things just seem to go on, which gives credence to her being the mastermind, not being 100%, because sometimes these two die before she does. So that is kind of a big mystery for sure.
じゃあ、世界はいつ巻き戻るんだ？
Then when does the world loop back?
私たちの振り出しみたいに特定の日が折り返し地点なんじゃない？春明さん、最長いつまで言ってた？
It has to be some sort of day like our starting point, right? Ain't what's the longest you've survived.
4日で宴が終わって数日だから、10日とか2週間とかじゃないか？
The feast back then ended in 4 days, so it's probably 10 days or 2 weeks.
いや、待てよ。なんか、もっともっとずっと長い間、生きてられたような気もする。
Wait, hold on, I feel like I'd survived way longer than that.
私はせいぜい1週間くらいだな。でも逆にずっと先、例えば今から1年後とかに強制発動するのかも。
My longest is a week, but now that I think about it, it happened a while after we die, like a year.
ああ、僕らが死んだ後はいくら時が経ってても当然僕らには認識できないからな。
Yeah, no matter how much time passes after we die, we won't be able to perceive
そう
it.
そう。最悪数兆年経って世界が一回滅びてから巻き戻ってるのかも。
Yep, for all we know, the world could be looping after billions of years with the end of the
可能
universe.
性はゼロじゃないが、そんな壮大な規模の話じゃないと思う。
That's not impossible, but I don't think this is quite that
この事
ridiculous.
件には黒幕がいると分かってる。黒幕は怪物復活を成就するためにこの巻き戻りを起こしている。
We know that someone is behind all this and that they're creating a loop to bring back the
そ
monster.
うなると失敗したら即座に巻き戻るような仕組みになっていると考えるべき。
That's why it's best to believe the loop happens once they fail to do that.
確かに。
That's
そう
true.
なると僕らが生きていたとしても黒幕が失敗したら巻き戻りが発生することを意味する。
That means that if they failed, they would loop back even if we were alive.
そういうことはなかった？死んだかどうかもわからないのになぜか巻き戻ったことが。
You ever had that happen? You didn't even know if you were dead or not, but for some reason you loop back?
香織さんの暴走で私がたまたま生き延びて外に出てバスが。
I did. When Kaori-san went out of control and I happened to survive, I left by bus and...
ある。富士吉に移住しようとして駐在のおっさんに絡まれて追い返された時とかだ。
Same here. It happened when I tried to move to Fujiyoshi and the officer chased me
なん
out.
かちょっと前に2人でバイク直して速攻逃げた時もそんな感じだったじゃん。
Hell, the same happened when we tried to escape by bike recently.
忘れてた。
I forgot about that. How mean.
もちろん霧の中で事故っただけかもしれないが、それにしちゃ記憶が曖昧だ。ここだけ覚えてないのは不自然。
Of course, it could be that we just crashed and missed, but the memories aren't clear, and it's weird that we don't remember just this one thing.
巻き戻りを起こすトリガーは他にある。
There must be another trigger to activate a loop.
これ今夢なんだよね。
This is a dream, right? Whose is it? The sheep had told me that the opponent was a dream
黒幕
welder.
が自分の夢の中で陰謀を進めて
The culprit tries to make their plot come to fruition in the dream. Well, thanks to the last main ending, it's still gonna be Rikako as the highest because that's when the monster came out. But we don't know that for sure.
失敗して
死んじゃったらまた最初から夢を見直してるとか？
And if they fail or die, they restart the dream?
だ。
That's a
出
clue.
られる？
Can we get out?
そう甘くはないよね。
It won't be that easy, huh? I fell silent. Yeah, alright. Fell silent. And after looking at the void before
どう
me,
する？頑張ってみる？
what do you want to do? Keep trying? Yeah,
でもやっぱ一回は落ちたいな。
but I do want to try falling here at least once.
マゾ。
You masochist.
やっぱ殺しすぎた記憶はヘビーだし、これ以上繰り返すのは辛いから。
The memories of all the murders I committed are heavy and I don't want to keep repeating
忘れ
this.
られなくてもちょっとくらい気分転換できたらなって。
Even if I can't forget it all, I need a bit of a change of
気
pace.
分転換で脳みそクラッシュか。大事な記憶を振り落とすかもよ。
Crushing your skull for a change of pace, huh? What if you lose some important memories?
それはきっと大丈夫。今の超重要な発見とかも春明さんと千恵美なら再び思いつけるはずさ。
I'm sure it'll be fine. The Haruaki-san and Jamie I know can find out things like your sudden realization just
お
fine.
互いが記憶を共有してることも忘れるかも。
What if we forget that we know each
ここ
other?
まで忘れちゃったら逆にいいな。何も知らな
That'd
い
be good, That'd be good, actually. It'd be a chance for me to make a fresh start with you.
まぞい千恵美がここから抱き合って落ちるってシチュに結構ハマっているのです。
This little masochist is pretty hung up on the idea of taking a dive in your embrace here.
どうせこれがそういうのの最後かもしれないしさ。
This might be my last chance for that. After all, I rejected her.
心中のお戦地を味わえてその次やり直せるってのは不謹慎だけど結構うまい話だなって。
Having a taste of the sentimentality behind a couple's suicide and actually surviving is pretty insincere but pretty juicy, huh?
君のそういう頭の働かせ方、本当に嫌いじゃない。
I really like how your mind works in these situations.
好き？
Really? You like
好きだ
it?
よ。
I do.
心の底から愛してる？
Do you love it from the bottom of your heart? Right before I was about to talk, my mouth was closed shut. Her lips cut my words short.
やるじゃん。
Not
しっか
bad.
りしてよ春明さん。
Get a grip,
く
Haruaki-san.
れるならサービスして。
If we're gonna forget this, at least spoil me a bit. There was no guarantee we'd forget it. Hey Mira, how's it going? We've been spending most of the stream here on one of the 5 keys I need. Darn it. Trying to raise up your volume there just made the noise level on here bit difficult on me. Oh, you just woke up, huh? Did you sleep well? Let's see.
愛してる。千恵美のことが愛しくてたまらない。
That's good. Let's see. I love you, Jamie. I love you too much. And you made it in time for confession here. I love confession, Mira. Ah. Yeah.
嘘くさ。
Man, that sounds like a lie.
悪かったな。詐欺師っぽくて。
Sorry, I seem like a swindler.
ほんとほんと。
Ah, you really
で
do.
も、私も好きだよ。春明さん。
I'm just reading the text. Yeah. Let's see. Continuing on with this. But I love you too, Haruaki-san.
では、
Then, yeah. With the hopes of starting anew. Forgetting all the nonsense, pain, hatred, and sadness, we innocently smiled at each other. And with shared hope, we jumped off the cliff. Alright. That's the first of the keys I need. That took a while, but I've still got time, so I'm gonna at least start the next one. So we've got 3 keys here. Okay. So let's check here. Choose a route. Not this one. Definitely not there. There we go. This one's it. Okay, first I'd check if the place is even usable. Okay, we're gonna skip ahead. Okay, we talked to Kiyonosuke. At that moment, my head was flooded with information. It felt like my mind was crushed by a million sheep. Crap, why'd I forget? Why did my memories carry over in a weird way? Because the method from back then was weird. Well, and again, this wouldn't be the first time my memories didn't carry over properly. Maybe I should have counted myself lucky for remembering it all. I had tons of things to think about. About the beast in the village. The giant monster. The dream enveloping Fujiyoshi, as well as the looping sheep, had told me about. But this wasn't the time to worry about that. I went back to the Nasato mansion.
ご
Doorbell.
めんください。
Excuse me.
ご
Doorbell.
めんください。
Excuse me. Doorbell, 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 doorbell.
空虚の草むらに豚のムクロがシャウトする。
In the jungle of the decadent void, the Buddha's corpse shouts out, "Run!"
トンチでピンポンラッシュしながらぶっしゃりロック歌ってるのは誰だ
Who's singing the Buddha's ass rock while hammering my doorbell?
僕でした。
Me.
君か頭おかしいのは君かなんだ君はさっきまで普通の青年じゃなかったかね君は
You? Have you gone mad? What's wrong with you? You were a normal youth until just a moment ago.
いえ、正気です。ご存知なんですね。
I'm perfectly sane, and you know the song?
何かねたまたまどこかの店で流れていたのを覚えていただけだがね
Well, what about it? I simply remembered hearing it at a store. But as far as I know, Kiyonosuke, you don't really leave the village all that much.
え、貧者スレイバーはご存知ない？
Huh? So you don't know the Hinja Slaver?
いやまあ
Well, I do.
ああ、やっぱり。僕はもらいもんが好きです。
I knew it personally. Like I like Moraemon.
マイナーなヒンジャー。第3部ならブラック土下座あたりが定番なんじゃないのかね。
What a minor ninja. Black Dogeza is the way to go, starting with part 3.
ああ。ブラックドギザが5体集まってブラックドギザリアンになるところは圧巻でしたね。
Oh, I really loved the part where 5 Black Dogezas gathered and became the Black Joes are in.
野里さんはオタクですね。
You're an otaku, huh?
君もだろ。
So are you. Grin. Grin.
いや、マイナーフラッビーの話題で親睦を深めている場合か。もう用はないだろう。忙しいんだがね。
Wait, this isn't the time to bond over minor Flash movies. You don't have any other business with me, do you? I'm busy here. I actually do have business with you, Kiyonosuke. I am here to get my vengeance. And to beat you senseless.
野里さんを分かってくださる方だと見込んで相談があるんです。
I have something to tell you. I believe you are someone who would understand.
一体何だというのかね。
What is it?
僕は今から突拍子もないことを言います。一般的には正気じゃないと思われるようなことを。
I will say something absurd now. You might even doubt my
い
sanity.
や、現実と虚構の区別がつかないと言ってるわけじゃないんですよ。むしろ一般人よりつく方でしょう。
Well, I'm not saying that you can't differentiate reality and fiction. In fact, you can probably do it better than the average person.
虚構じみたことが現実に起きたとき、それを受け入れる素養があなたにはあると見た。
However, I do believe you have a decent ability to suspend your disbelief.
捕まえ。何が何だか。
Wait, what are you getting at? I'm getting at the fact that I'm here to take you to oblivion, Kiyonosuke.
劇場版作品をご存知ですか？同じ日を、学園祭の前日を、繰り返し体験し続ける。
Do you know the movie where someone is repeating the day before the school cultural festival over and over again? I know that the time repeating stuff happens quite a lot, like Madoka and Steins Gate. But I'm not too sure if it's like just an in-game thing or they're gonna reference something in our world here. Cause I can't remember anything about anything like a cultural festival series where that's the point. What I think of is Groundhog Day, Steins Gate, and Madoka at this point.
ああ、あれか。まあ、傑作だからね。教養としては知っているが、それが。
Oh, that one. It's a classic, sure, I know it. What about it?
僕は同じことを体験しています。
Something similar is happening to me right now. And I suspect that he would be like, get out of here. It's kind of what I expect him to be going for, but let's see what he does.
待ちたまえ。
Wait.
もう数時間で、皿長に霧が立つ。読み意味の宴が始まり、多くの死者が出る。
Mists will rise from Saranaga in just a few hours. The Feast of the Yomi Purge will begin and many will die.
君は何を？いや、その前に。なぜそんな言葉を知っている？
What, huh? What are you? Wait, why do you know that term?
そして、あなたも死ぬ。
Okay. You will die too.
質問に答えたまえ。変なことを言ってるんじゃないぞ。
Answer my question. Stop saying ridiculous things.
そうは言っても、信じられないのはわかります。
I understand if you don't believe me.
僕は何十回か、 この数日間を繰り返し体験しています。そして死亡し、また巻き戻っている。
I've repeated these few days dozens of times now, and with every death I loop back to square one.
そのため、この集落の事情はほとんど知っています。たった今ここに来たよそ者なら、
That's why I know a lot about Yasumizu, including things that no newcomer should know about.
あなたが大卒の医師、医学博士で、鴨志田近持の叔父にあたる禁煙者で、植松里香子に思いを寄せておられるとか。
You are a doctor of medicine, graduated from XX University. Chikamochi Kamoshida is your nephew, and you have feelings for Rikako Uematsu.
しかしそれを言っても納得してはもらえないでしょう。どこかで調べたことかもしれませんしね。
However, I'm sure that's not enough. I could have easily looked that up
しか
myself.
も、僕はあなたを助けるとかの目的で来たんじゃない。おそらくあなたは今回も。
And what's more, I didn't come here to save you. It's likely you'll die this time too.
しかし、話を聞いていただきたい。
But I would like to ask you some
今
things.
回ではないいつか、読み意味の宴を止めるために。
So I can prevent the feast from happening in another timeline.
本気なのか。
Are you serious? Yes.
私にそれを。
Why come to me?
僕はこれまで何度も宴に参加し、あなたの人となりを見てきました。素養についてもそうですが、
For the many feasts I've been in, I've come to understand what kind of person you are, your nature,
あ
basically.
なたは話せばわかる方だと踏んでいます。
And I believe that you are a person who can understand things if they're properly explained.
上がりたまえ。
Come in. There. He let me into the well-furnished reception room. The inside was as fancy as the outside. The village heads had to be a really wealthy bunch.
物珍しいかね。
Is it that curious? He returned from the kitchen carrying a set of black tea.
すみません。じろじろ見ちゃって。
Sorry for staring.
時代錯誤なのは私も感ずるところだ。気にしないでくれたまえ。
I think it's outdated too. Don't worry, have some tea.
ああ、すみません。お構いなく。育ちが悪いもので、何か無作法があったらご指摘ください。
Oh no, no need to fuss over me. I'm of poor upbringing, so do tell me if I'm not drinking right or something.
やかましく飲まなければ結構だ。
I won't mind if you drink how you want. You're becoming a bit more likable this time, Kiyonosuke. Because I try to let people do as they please, kind of. I should definitely step up more and be assertive at times. But at the same time, just the way that I grew up and such, I'm like, sometimes there's no point in it. It's just fretting over things that don't matter, and you're just pushing conformity on others, like unreasonable conformity at that.
承知です。しかし、この部屋も先々先代とやらが用意なさったものなのですか？
Thank you. Now, was this room prepared by the head of the family from 3 generations ago? Your great-grandfather? Well, he would have to be because he said second great to Mochi.
どこでそれを聞いた？
Where did you hear about him?
ヨシンバ、君が言うように、そのループ旅行者だとかだとしても。
Even you are a, how do I put it, even you are a, how do I put it, a looper. I do not believe an Asato would tell you about the stain on the family name. But it was you that told us,
あ
Kiyonosuke.
れだ。他の長者の事情を知る者が君に吹き込んだのだな。目的はなんだかよくわからんが、 詐欺
Did another village head tell you about it? I don't know what he'd want, but he must be some sort of
で
swindler.
すよ。
It was you.
何が
What?
あなた自身の口から聞きました。鴨志田近持くんとの関係性が悪化を極めた時、あなた
I heard it from you. When your and Chikamochi Kamishita-kun's relationship became worse, you told him
お
this.
前は先々先代にそっくりの狂人だと。
You're as much of a madman as your great-great-grandfather. Closed his eyes and groaned, then laid back on his sofa.
興味深いから話だけは聞いてやろう。
I invited you inside out of mere
ここ
curiosity.
まで踏み込んだことを知っていると信じたい気さえしてくるがね。
But if you know that much, I might even believe you.
信じていただかないと困るんですが、とはいえ、もう証拠っぽいものは持ち合わせていないので、
I need you to, though. I don't have anything I would call
代わ
evidence.
りに、僕がこれまで体験してきたループの記憶を、あなたに聞いていただきたいと思います。
Instead, I will tell you of the loops I experienced.
むしろ口頭無形と思われるかもしれませんが、それでも、あなたには信じていただきたいと思っています。
It will probably make it seem even more absurd, but I still want you to believe it.
脳書きはいい。早くしたまえ。
Enough with the build-up. Get to it. I drank the fragrant tea and spoke. About the time Yasunaga Oribe won as a wolf. About the time Chiemi he tried to kill everyone and the time she failed. And even how at the end of that time Kinosuke she had for some reason killed Rikako-san and then I killed him. Finally, I told him about the time I became a wolf and sacrificed my companions to win. Though I kept quiet about the sheep and the giant monster for now. It was hard to think that he was the main culprit behind the loop, but there was no guarantee that it wouldn't leak out somehow. Thus, I only told him that I was hanged because Mamiya-san found the flashlight. It was Haru that got hanged. I'd also mentioned that Kinosuke she died too, and that I'd heard of the thing about his great-grandfather then. After about an hour of talk, he stood up to get more tea. He poured it in, and I gladly drank it. Unlike before, it was herb tea. Tired from talking, I let the pleasant scent of the tea wash away my fatigue and eyed him. He was hanging his head, looking down at the tea leaves floating in his tea. He then took the cup in hand, drank some of it, and looked at me.
確かに口頭無形だがね。
You're right, that does sound absurd.
この口頭無形な場所で起きそうなことで確かにある。
However, it does seem like something that can happen in this absurd
信
place.
じていただけるんですか？
You believe me?
極めて強く興味を持ったとは言っておこう。しかしながら聞くほどに思うことがある。
I'll simply say that I'm more interested in this than ever, but the more I listen, the more I wonder.
君は私に何を求めている？そこまでその
What do you want of me? If you have seen so many feasts, surely you know by now.
私はそんな苦境において何かをなせるような器ではないと。
I am not a man who can do much in such a dire situation.
無関係なところから話すようですが、あなたのそのスタンスが、僕は未だによくわからないのです。
I'll start with something seemingly unrelated, but I don't quite understand that opinion of
当
yours.
初、あなたはただの傲慢で尊大な人物にしか見えなかった。後に、問題は長者と安水の対立にあるのかと思った。
At first, I thought you were just an arrogant and haughty person. Then I thought you were just a village head antagonistic to
あ
Yasumizu.
なたは実際のところ、少々地元との折り合いが悪いというだけの人物で、 分別も才覚も備えておいでと見えます。
I would only say that you are just a bit uncomfortable with your hometown and that you actually have good discretion and
時
talents.
々無茶をなさってはいるものの、おそらくご自分の評判について、客観的な評価もなさっているはずです。
You do absurd things sometimes, but I do believe you look at your decisions from a third-person perspective.
脳ある鷹が爪を隠しているとも思えてくる。
That makes me feel like you're hiding your true abilities.
実際のところ、長者が読み意味の宴に一枚噛んでいることは、ほぼ明白だと僕は考えています。
I honestly am nearly completely sure that the head families are involved in the feast.
となると、あなたは何かを知りながら、それを隠しているのではないか。
That's why I believe you might know something but are hiding it.
なので、まずお願いしたいのは、あなたが知る安水の、藤吉の裏を語っていただきたいということです。
That's why I want you to tell me about what you know about Yasumizu and Fujiyoshi's secrets. Alright. Looks like we're getting close on time, and I suspect that this might be an info dump, but an interesting one. If it is, I'll let it go through until they're done with the explanation and then see how things are there time-wise. If not, then we'll see how things go until it is time, or closer to time.
なお、先ほどの話の中でも触れましたが、植松家のことのようにデリケートなこともあると思います。
Though as I mentioned before, there may be more delicate matters here, like the Uematsu family.
ただ、それでも、知りたいです。
Even so, I want to hear everything.
私が話し下手で、場の仕切りもうまくないのは、単に私が。
I'm bad at talking and leading simply because I'm that kind of person.
知っているかと思うが、今の野里の当主は、私の実刑だ。よくできた男だよ。
As you know, the current head of the family is my older brother. Oh, as you know, the current head of the family is my older brother. He's a great man of character with immense intelligence and charisma. That's kind of new that he's your brother. I don't think I remember it coming out, but it's kind of interesting. But yeah, he's a man of great character with immense intelligence and charisma.
私は幼少の頃から彼についてばかりいた。彼のそばで好きなことを言ったりやったりしていれば、彼がうまく回してくれた。
I've been in his shadow ever since I was young. Whenever I said or did whatever I wanted, he would spin it in a way that was good for me.
それで全てがうまくいっていたものだから、私は自分が才覚に恵まれた秀才なのだと思い込むに至っていた。
Because everything went so well with him, I began to believe I was blessed with great
20
talent.
歳になるまでには、自分は凡才で、筋道だったものの考え方をするのが苦手な、顔面な人間なのだ。
I realized how mediocre I really was by the time I turned 20. I realized I was bad at reasoning and generally a
だから、
nuisance.
ここを出たのだよ。かといって、あまり馴染めなかったがね。
That's why I left this village, though I couldn't find a place for myself outside either.
唯一馴染めたのが、大学の SF 研究会でね。まあ、煮詰めたようなどぎつい人間の吹き溜まりめいた場所ではあったが。
The only place where I felt comfortable was the Sci-Fi Research Society. It was basically a hangout for gaudy people like myself. Yeah. Well, what's wrong with that, Kinosuke? It's fine to belong to a group of weird people in my view. As long as it makes you happy and you can be yourself, that's kind of the place where you belong. Place where everyone kind of belongs is that way, is how I view it. And another way I view it is if you can't go to some place on your own, to meet with these kind of peoples, it's not a place where you belong either. So, I don't really get your problem here, but let's see what he has to say.
それでも頭は抜群に良い連中ばかりで、留年を重ねた会長は、極まったダメさとともに、リーダーシップを備えていて。
Even so, most of them were smart, and even the president, despite his many repeated years, had excellent leadership
副
skills.
会長となった私が、彼の横でただ危惧や憶測や辛辣なことを言っていれば、彼がすべてうまく回してくれたものだ。
I became the vice president, and whenever I said anything too apprehensive, speculative, or scathing, he would turn it around for me. So he's kind of probably got the same kind of problem that I do. And like I said, it's kind of a problem with differences of communication in our society and everything, and especially streaming here. You need to be able to voice things verbally, but the feeling I'm getting here is he's got a problem with being able to communicate fine in the verbal sense, whereas I seem to do better in the written form of communication a lot of the time. And that's kind of the vibe I'm getting here, and part of it is just picking up on people and such. It's just kind of weird that way, especially when you can kind of judge things a bit. Like I think I said before, one of the things that becomes a problem is I can't really get my point across to people a lot. So that might be why you're going, dude, you're over-explaining things. But at the same time, it's either that or I can't really explain it at all and I expect other people to think things through. So that's kind of what I'm seeing what Kinosuke has a problem with. It's not so much that he blurts out everything, it's just more so that he can't always voice everything that he wants.
私には、自分で場を仕切る力はない。
I know full well that I can't lead.
おそらく、君が見てきた私は、牧島王や織部安永君、
I imagine that the me you know merely tried to be useful to Sir Makishima, Yasunaga Orbe Konomoro.
私はそんな状況でも、自尊心を捨てられなかったのだろうね。
I probably couldn't abandon my pride even in that situation. A village head like me has to take charge and
こ
whatnot.
れもまた、私の非合理性だ。まったく。
That's so
ろくでもない人間だ
unreasonable.
よ、私は。
That's so unreasonable. I truly am a problematic person. Well, the first step to fix anything is you've got to realize your own faults. I do especially because there are times where I cause myself problems. But at the same time, sometimes a little problem or whatever isn't so much of a thing to fix as it's just you, and sometimes our flaws that we're not happy with are things that we shouldn't change at all. So, in those kind of situations, I'm like, you should only change if you want to change.
ここまで言ってきてなんですが、あまり卑下なさらないでください。僕にはあなたが十分に分別ある人間に思える。
Please don't be so hard on yourself. I can see pretty clearly that you're a level-headed person.
それは君があまりにも突拍子もないことを言うものだから、逆に胸の内を素直に話す気になっているだけだ。
That's only because he said things so absurd that I felt like opening up to you.
ついさっき、君に応対した私のことを思い出したまえ。いかにも尊大で、横暴な、つまらん人間だよ。
Remember how I was before I let you inside, a haughty, aggressive, boring man.
まあ、たとえ君の語ったのが全くの作り話だったとしても、自制のいい機会にはなったと思うべきかもしれんな。
Well, even if you're a liar and everything you said was made up, I'd consider this worth it for the moment of introspection.
君が授業料をよこせなどと言い出さない限りは、だがね。
At least as long as you don't tell me to pay for your tuition or something. My heart ached a bit.
そんなこと言いませんよ。もちろん。
I won't say that, of course. But I was exposing the current him to danger.
さて、少し話がそれたか。
Now
聞きた
back
いことについてだが、
on topic, what you wanted to hear. About what you wanted to hear.
私は本当に家から見限られているようだね。
Yeah. Now back on topic about what you wanted to hear. Unfortunately, the family isn't that interested in me.
それは、つまり、
You mean
あ
that?
あ、長女として知るべきだ。過去のあらましなどは教わっているがね。
Yes, though I do know the basics of what a village head should know.
裏の計画など、全く聞いておらんよ。ああ、ただ、
I know absolutely nothing about what they do behind the scenes, though,
かつて、安水と上藤吉がどういった形の対立関係にあったか、というのは聞いた覚えがあるな。
do you know about the older hostilities between Yasumizu and Kami Fujiyoshi?
それはぜひ、聞きたいです。
No, please tell me. Unfortunately, barely anyone knew about the village and the feast, or rather, they all converged upon a certain old story. It was a minor bit of knowledge. Kinosuke she knew as a village head, and he said that Yasumizu had once rebelled against Kami Fujiyoshi. They didn't know what prompted it, but apparently it had something to do with the water used for growing crops. Anyway, the people of Yasumizu invaded Kami Fujiyoshi at night and stole, beat, and killed people. They were all covered in Saranaga's mud to keep them from being identified. Kami Fujiyoshi's inhabitants greatly feared their appearance. Thus, after the rebellion, they decided to make things even worse for Yasumizu, and the inhabitants effectively strangled themselves, apparently.
ちなみに、皿長の泥がうんぬんという件は、藤吉村の独特な死生観、黄泉がうんぬんという話にもつながると思われるがね。
I believe the thing about Saranaga's mud is tied to Fujiyoshi's unique perspective on life and death, particularly Yomi.
例えば、その反乱がきっかけで、泥まみれの安水人を読み人だとみなすようになったとかですか？
So, did the mud and the rebellion make Kami Fujiyoshi believe that the people of Yasumizu were Yomobito?
それは考えられなくもないが、少々早計だと私は思うね。
That's not out of the question, but not certain either.
すでに安水と上藤吉の住み分けはされており、なおかつ安水が反乱を起こすに足る状況はあったのだろう。
Yasumizu and Kami Fujiyoshi had already been segregated, and it wasn't unlikely there could be a rebellion.
泥を塗るという発想も、そもそも皿長が黄泉につながるという伝説があって、鼓舞や威嚇のためにそうした可能性がある。
It was likely that the idea to cover themselves in mud was linked to the legend that Saranaga was Yomi and intended to frighten
なる
people.
ほど。じゃあ、その事件はどう捉えるべきなんでしょうか？
I see, so how should we look at this event?
例えば、現在でも行われる新内祭、山祭りで行われることの理由付けなどか。
For one, it was the reason for the Shinai Festival, the mountain festival that is still held
上
today.
藤吉から出発した狼行列が、安水のものをひれ伏させて水をかけるという、私から見てもどうかと思う儀礼がある。
they have a tradition to hold a parade of wolves, and it symbolizes the subduement and bringing down of the people of
彼らが
Yasumizu.
農作業の時に被る綿布を見たかね。
Have you seen the cloth masks they wear while farming? Ah, that's the thing that Tai and Haru were wearing.
ええ。安水の者が読み人と目を合わせないようにすると。
Yes, it's so that the people of Yasumizu don't look into the eyes of the Yomobito.
逆だよ。あれは上藤吉の者が読み人かもしれない安水の者と目を合わさずに済ませるためにつけさせたものだ。
It's the other way around. It's so that the people of Kamifuji Oshi wouldn't have to look into the eyes of the people of Yasumizu, who may or may not be Yomobito.
このように古代じみた迷信に基づいた不条理がまかり通っているのはかつて
These
中が
old
一線を越えたから。
These old, unreasonable superstitions are still alive because they crossed the line
そ
once.
れが長者側の言い分なわけだよ。口にすると一層ひどいな。
That's what the village heads believe. Saying it out loud, I realize how truly awful it is.
そんな祭りや風習がどうして未だに続いているんでしょう。
Why is such a tradition and why is such a festival and tradition still alive to this
あ
day?
れはむしろ安水にとって重要な祭りと言えるかもしれん。
The festival might actually be important for Yasumizu. Do you know
え
why?
え。存じません。
I don't.
狼行列は安水中の置き場を巡り住人に水をぶっかけるなどした後安水の集会堂にて名代と会う。
The wolf parade passes all the Okiba in Yasumizu, splashes water on the residents, and meets the village representative in the hall. Wait. What? This is kind of like the wolf ceremony that they do when they're wolves, so this is kind of interesting here. Tai-san, huh?
そこで狼役はいくつかの品を奉納するとともに名代に対して祭りが滞りなく終わった例として
The wolves would offer some things to the representative, and after thanking them for the festival's
ら
success,
ぬ金品や嗜好品の類を送るのだよ。
give them a lot of money and other goods.
普段経済的に孤立させて締め上げておいて祭りの時だけ大盤振る舞いをすると
So they isolate Yasumizu economically and only pamper the place during these festivals.
その通り。これもまた上藤吉による安水の支配の仕組みの一つだと言える。
Exactly, you might say this is just another way Kamifuji Oshi controls Yasumizu.
の金品は住人の間で分けられ彼らの生活費のかなりの割合を支えていると聞いている。
The money and goods are split among the inhabitants, and I hear it really helps them get
そう
by.
これも彼らに反乱を再び起こされるのが怖いからという
This was only done out of fear that Yasumizu could rebel again.
一応言っておくと野里はこの方式にあまり賛成しておらんよ。固執しているのは藤吉村の長である三車家の方だ。
Just so you know, the Nasato don't approve of this. Only the Migurama are fixated on it, and they're the top of Fujiyoshi.
それと樋口もか。彼らは彼らで安水を踏みつけるのが合理的だなどと口にしてはばからん。不可解な
Though the Higuchi are in on it too. They believe that trampling all over Yasumizu is the logical thing to do. What an incomprehensible
あな
bunch.
たが知る限りの野里家はこの支配体制をよく思ってはいない。
So as far as you know, the Nasato don't approve of this tyranny?
ああ、否定はすまい。あくまで私の知る範囲。その通り。
Yes, I can't deny that as far as I know.
すみません。はっきりさせないといけないので。実のところ、今の野里さんの言葉にも少し引っかかっています。
I'm sorry, I need to make something clear. It confuses
あなたは
me.
先ほど、反乱は迷信のきっかけではないだろうとおっしゃいました。となれば、山祭りも反乱が契機だったとは限らない。
You said that the rebellion wasn't the result of superstition, but that means that it's not certain if the Mountain Festival was caused by the rebellion either.
そして、山祭りと読み意味の宴は、様式から実務上の役割まで、かなり関係が深い。
Also, the festival and the feast are closely linked. You can even see it in the methods and
お
roles.
水が宴で飲まれたという話かね。それはたまたまなのでは。
Well, you mentioned that the divine sake was drunk in the feast as well. Are you sure it's not a coincidence?
筆記具や縄や、縄を切る鎌まで、人揃え奉納されるとなれば、少なくとも、身車は宴の段取りを知っていると考えるべき。
If they donate paper, writing tools, and rope, it would mean that at least the Migurama know about what happens in the
と
feast.
いうか、ここまで来れば、僕は断言すべきでしょうね。
Hell, at this point, I'm willing to say it with absolute certainty.
読み意味の宴は、安水の圧迫による権力維持を目的として、長者により行われている、犯罪行為ですよ。
The Feast of the Omi purges severe crime committed by the head families to intimidate and control
さす
Yasumizu.
がに反論させてもらおう。
I have an
君
argument.
自身が語った読み意味の宴は化け物が現れ鍵が
Let's see, did I plug in this
超
just
常的
fine?
な罰則が与えられる怪奇現象だ。
You said that the feast involves monsters, doors that unlock themselves, and supernatural punishments. It's a paranormal event.
それを長者のものと断ずるには全ての謎に対して科学的説明をつけねばならんのではないかね。
If you are certain that the head families are responsible, I would like a scientific explanation for all the strange
そんな
events.
もの、好きですよ。
That's easy. What?
ただ、それを説明する前に、お願いしたいことがあります。
Before I get to that, I would like to ask
お
something.
屋敷の蔵書や資料類を当たらせてもらえませんか？
Can you show me the documents and writings collected in this mansion? I ended up being disappointed once. This house had a storage building and there were archives there. There had been a lot of documents left by Kinosuke Shi's great-grandfather, but they'd been sorted after he died. Thus, there was barely anything left, and the record storage was more just general storage. Even so, I insisted on taking a look, and now I was here. It really was just a place stuffed with various
こ
things.
の建物はそもそも、現状はただの物置として使われているということで、間違いないのでしょうか？
I guess there was no lie that this whole mansion really is just a place to stash things.
しかしたまに人が住んだこともある。
Yes, but we do have people living here sometimes.
どんな方が？
Like who? You, Kinosuke.
先代の当主は隠居した後野里屋敷にこもっていたようだがね。
The previous two heads of the family lived here after they'd
つま
retired.
り、あなたのお父様も、
So your father too?
ああ移住後急に老け込んで猛録した挙句服毒して死んだがね。
Alright, it looks like the biggest info dump is done. It's still going. So as soon as I get something other than this blacken the captions up, I feel like calling it. Just to have a good stopping point. Alright. Yes, he quickly grew senile and died of poisoning.
それは本当ですか？いつ頃の話ですか、一体？
Is that true? When did that
8
happen?
年前だよ。
8 years ago.
前回の宴がなされた年。
That's when the previous feast happened.
何？あ、確かに霧が出た後のことではあるが、ではその時も宴は行われていたのかね。
Oh yes, it happened after the mist. That was a feast back then. Back then?
はい。 あなたの辞書で人がたくさん死んだのも、おそらくは崩落事故を隠れ蓑にした。
Yes, the official report that people died in landslide at your construction site must have been a cover for
な
that.
んてことだ。待ちたまえ。とすると君は私の父が何かを知っていて、そのために死んだとでも言うのかね。
What? Wait, are you saying that my father knew something and died because of it?
可能性はあります。加えて野里屋敷が先々先代以降の野里家当主の隠居場所として使われていたという事実。
It's possible, and then there's the fact that the mansion was used as the retirement home of the previous Nosato
僕
heads.
はここにまだ隠された何かがあると思います。
I think we might find something here.
あなたが言う藤吉村の支配形式に反感を持っていた野里家というのが本当ならば、なお
If
さ
the
ら
Nosato really are against the control structure in Fujiyoshi, that's even more likely.
探そう。残されているとすれば。
Let's look if there's is still something
隠され
here.
ているはずですね。
It must be hidden.
しかし、屋敷は蔵も含めると広すぎる。
But the mansion is too large and we don't know what we will be looking for.
ある程度大きなものですよ。探すべきは。歴代のご当主が隠れて書き物や調べ物ができるほどの。
I'm sure it must be something big. It has to be large enough for the previous heads to hide, write, and
おそら
research.
くは隠し部屋のような。
A secret
図
room.
面があったはずだ。
I have a blueprint of the place. He found, opened it, and we went around the mansion. There was nothing strange here. There were no empty spaces, and I didn't see any discrepancies with the actual building. Same went for the storage
これは
building.
依存ではないかね。
Isn't this a waste of time?
図面に問題がなく、実際の建物とも同じだとすれば、
No, if the blueprint isn't fake in any
ここ
way,
に嘘を書かなくてもいい場所に隠し部屋があることになります。
there must be something in a place it doesn't
どう
cover.
いうことだ。
What do you mean?
蔵の地下に行きましょう。
Let's check the basement of the storage building.
なるほど。つまり地下ならば、図面の外にはみ出した空間があっても、建物の形に影響は出ない。
I see. If there's a secret room in the basement, it wouldn't affect the blueprints because it'd be outside their
そうで
boundaries.
す。図面にはただそこを書かないだけで、嘘はつかないで済む。
Yes, the blueprint doesn't have to show false information, it just has to avoid showing
し
it.
かし、地下は一層探しづらいぞ。
But that would make the search even more difficult. Well, he was right that sifting through the mess there would take forever. But we could make it a lot easier if we focused on the floor and the walls. I'd left my bag in the prefab, so I had no flashlight. I asked Nosato-san for something and he prepared an aged oil
つく
lamp.
づく物持ちが良くてらっしゃいますね。
You have all sorts of things lying around, huh?
懐中電灯も探せばあるだろうが、まあ、
There's probably a flashlight somewhere, but it suits the atmosphere, right? I don't see the scene, so I can't say, but given the context, probably so. I knew exactly what he meant. Alright. Like I said, I got something other than black. And we probably got more to go on, but I feel like saving here and calling it. So I'll do that. Just because we have a long way to go. So, I thank you all for coming. If you're watching this on YouTube and you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like and share this with anybody else that you think might enjoy this. And if you'd like the chance to chill with me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon to hopefully be notified of when I'll be live again. As for when I'll be live again, I want to say tomorrow, but I usually keep people up to date on that on the posts tab of my YouTube channel. But yeah, right now, tomorrow's the intended day. And if you guys are watching this on Twitch, you will all know what to do. Speaking of Twitch, let me try and find somebody to raid. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna try and find someone probably doing trails in case people are working on Genshin and story, so let's do that. Okay, let's see. So we got that one. Let's see. Alright, we're gonna try and rating Alaria Kitty, who's going through Trails in the Sky remake. I think they're at the point where you have a coastal town and such. The images, but I don't know for sure. So Laria Kitty. I don't know how they are, so give them my regards and tell them I'll be there when I can. And with that out of the way, I thank you all again for coming. Bye.